This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 618 for August 26th, 2019. The David King Way.
These dead audios. Who are we talking about?
Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpear.
Hello.
And the Nimp.
Hello.
We have a brand new episode of Old Dog New Flicks coming out this Friday. I was going to say the 30th. I don't think the 30th? Yeah, got it.
Hold on. Let's research this before we state incorrigible facts.
This Friday, the 30th. Okay. So there will be an episode coming out on Patreon, the early access episode, patreon.com/E1M1, the ones are numbers. The $5 level is the Old Dog New Flicks one. And you get all the other cool behind-the-scenes stuff. If you're not a patron yet, go join. And there will be another episode, 3-month-old episode on the public feed.
Yep, I wish I could remember what that was. I literally moved all of my files over.
I should have pulled it up.
Know.
Yeah. But yeah, go do that. Patreon.com/E1M for early access stuff. And I think that's all of our selling stuff. So let's start with...
Is it Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
It might be. I'll pull it up while you get started with what you've been playing.
Okay. Sorry, I literally... For everybody who's watching the video feed, and sorry to audio listeners, on the right-hand side of my shelf over here, that top section, that is my ODNF shelf. So that's the movies we watched for ODNF in the order that we watched them in. So
Legally Blonde is this month's public feed one. Okay. Legally Blonde is a good movie. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it and then tune in Friday for the episode.
Mm-hmm. But yes, what have I been playing? Let's start with Hollow Knight.
Yes.
Oh boy. So
we're getting into it now.
Now we get into the deep dives of where the heck have I not been in this game. Still haven't been to the Hive, so don't even ask me. You ask me that every single time I talk about have you been to the Hive yet?
I just remember it because it's like the one area I never beat the boss in because I kept going like, I'll go back. That boss is tough. I'll be back at some, and I never did.
Okay, so I bought the shop out of everything it has. The shop in Dirtmouth, yeah. Yes. I bought the shop out of everything, so that's all good. I bought every single map in the game, so that's all good.
Did you unlock the additional stock in the Dirtmouth shop? Got a key, and he's like, oh, hey, you got me this key. I can give you a whole bunch of stuff I had hidden in the back.
I think so.
Okay. I think you get it naturally. I don't really think it's very hidden.
Yeah, because if I'm right, isn't it like a whole bunch of shards? Also, he sells the royal key and another simple key, I think, after that.
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, I think I've already got that bit. Okay. I did find and use the love key, which is not a secret code for online dating. I simply went and got the collector, who was a very strange boss. Yeah,
he's so random that I've fought him a couple of times, and he's been really tough, and then next time I just mop the floor with him.
Yep, it was really strange. However, he does give you the grub map, so finally I can look for those secret places that's a breakable wall that I missed like an idiot.
Give all those grubs to Papa Grub.
Yes, exactly. I'm definitely over halfway on the grub front because I got that achievement a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have to worry too much about that. So fingers crossed the grubs will all be mine at some point soon. Let's see, what else? I think I already mentioned King's Mark last week.
Yes, you had gotten it last week. And you went down to the spooky dark place.
Yes, and I did not upgrade the butt bash when I should have, apparently.
Right. Easy to miss.
Still so annoyed at that.
Yeah.
I found half of the white mask. I don't know where the other half of the white mask is.
Okay,
It's a pin. It's one of your pins, but it's only half of a pin.
Yeah, I don't remember if I found both halves of that.
But yes, I've done that, and then I tried beating the boss again, now that I have the King's Mark to see if I got a different ending. I didn't. I got the same ending. So apparently I have a whole bunch of stuff still to do in this game.
Yeah.
Been cross-comparing notes with Mackie over on No Quarter/BMFcast about this, and we're just like, I don't know. I'm missing like 6 areas still apparently, but I don't know where the hell they are.
Right.
It's like, okay, sure, why not? Let's see, what else was there? I think that's about it for now.
Do any more Coliseum stuff?
I didn't. Right now I'm just running around because I've got 1 Paylor, I think. I think I need 2 and a whole bunch of Geo, so I'm trying to find 1 more Paylor to upgrade my nail again.
Mm-hmm.
And see how that goes, kind of thing. I did, however, find the 3rd and final Blade Master.
Oh, okay, good.
I should have discovered way earlier than I did. So
it was like, there's a pathway over here. Oh, that's the guy I was looking for.
Now I have the Cyclone Slash. I think
okay.
It's called. So I have all 3. I've got the Dash, I've got the Cyclone, and I've got the Charge.
Yeah.
So I have all 3 of those. I found this secret leader of the Swordmasters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then I also... I'm a little bit disappointed because one of the cutest through lines throughout this game for me, which is really weird to say cute in a game full of bugs, is the story of the beetle in the town who, when you sit next to her, she starts blushing.
Right, you save from the underground.
Yeah, really nice little touch.
Yep.
Stupid mask guy who I killed at the first round of the Coliseum is back on the surface now.
Yes.
And now she's all in love with him and thinks that I'm a big liar.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we have a hidden ladder in her chambers that lead to a ridiculously hard fight.
That's right. I never finished that.
Mm-hmm. Because now she dreams about him instead of you.
Right.
And in her little hut, you can go in and you can basically use the dream nail to jump in and fight a god-awful version of him.
Yeah.
Who is so strong, quick.
It's the version of him he thinks he is.
Yes, it's his story versions of him. Not his actual version of him, but his stupid story version, which means he's killer and he produces stupid wasps, and it does that whole ad thing where it's like, I'm not going to get to heal because you just keep summoning ads, you big pain in the backside.
It's terrible. That does remind me that now that you have most of the movement stuff, you can get another pale ore from that dream stuff.
Yeah.
Once you collect a couple hundred.
Yeah, I need to go back and see it because I think I'm at like 600 now, something like that. Because
that might be enough.
I've been collecting all of I've been going around. It's like there's a tree that I marked, which I don't need to mark anymore because all of a sudden they're all marked on my map for some reason.
Right.
Whatever. So I've been going through, getting all of them. I went to the place where I found the last knife person, the last sword artist guy, was the mountains above Dirtmouth, which I'm assuming you can get there real early. I just didn't.
I don't know if you can get there early. I think you have to go all the way around the first time.
I have no idea. All I know is I finally got there and that's where the guy was. And it's like, okay, sure, why not?
I think you're supposed to get there after you unlock the last stag beetle place. Because it's like right next to the stag beetle homeland.
I think what killed me was me being stupid and I didn't get the Far East place, like the Forgotten Dead Kingdom or whatever it is, with the Ash. I didn't go there until after I'd already beaten Hollow Knight. So because I'm an idiot and I didn't notice there were 2 buttons on the tram, I just assumed there was the one. And there's a stag station there which can help you unlock more stag stations to allow you to get there. So I think that's where I was missing. I've done the foggy area, I think.
Okay. The echoey one?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that was where I got half of the white pin.
Okay.
I've done... There's 2 areas, there's like Foggy Bottom and something else like right there.
Yeah.
And I've fully explored those. The Queen's Garden. Yes, it's the Queen's
Garden, yeah.
Because that's where I got the half of the white pin.
Oh, that must be where... Did you beat the boss in there, and is that where you got the pin?
Which boss?
The one where you and
The big guy?
there's that lady that you keep running into that you keep saving that has like the burlap sack for a head.
Big wooden mallet. Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
I never
that boss.
Okay, I never went back to beat that boss.
Yeah, I beat that boss, and then that boss opens a path to the left, and that's where I got my half of the mask thing.
Of course, that's where it was.
That fight is a nightmare.
That between that and like the last, you have to go through like 3 repetitions of the Grim Troop stuff. Like the 3rd repetition, the enemies you're fighting in there were so tough, and like between those 2 things, I was like, all right, Hollow Knight, I'm out.
No, I'm doing pretty well at this point. I'm just trying to clean up and explore. Like I'm going to use the grub map now to try and find secret areas that I haven't been to yet.
Yep.
But I'm also at that point where it's like, should I just start doing 100% map? Because like I literally don't know where I'm going anymore.
If you, whenever you want to use a map, text me, because the map that I used, I just looked recently got updated, and it's really good. It's very big, so you can zoom in very, very close, and it's like, here's this little pathway, and you need to break this wall open, and it'll lead to another pathway. Like, it's not one of those maps where it's like 1024 by 768. That's as big as we're getting. It's like, okay.
So you could just send that link on to me whenever you want.
I'll send it on over.
I'll just do my open it in Chrome on my phone and leave it there until I'm ready to use a trick.
I'll find it during the break.
No, it's Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is great.
Yeah, Hollow Knight's really great.
I played a little bit more Snake Pass.
Ah, yes.
This game is weird. It's like, it feels like, I'm trying to think of an equivalent, but it's like four worlds, like, well, 4 stages per world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, the 4th stage in any world is usually the hardest. But then you'll move on to the next world, and the next world will be easy again for the first level. And then the second level will be slightly harder, and the third level will be slightly harder again. It's interesting. And also, I need suggestions from the community here, because I may or may not have gone a little bit crazy and loaded up Game Pass on both my PC. Well, I loaded up my console companion and my Xbox app on my PC. Mm-hmm. And just went through a whole bunch of Game Pass games and be like, install. Because
I don't think that's crazy.
I don't have enough games to play as it is. I need more.
That part is a little crazy, but I feel like for me, I have the same problem where it's like, oh, I've always been interested in these 5 games. Why don't I just install them now, so when I get the time, they'll be installed and I'll be ready. I don't have to wait for X number of gigs to download.
Yeah, true. But then at the same time, then it's a year later and it's coming off Game Pass in 2 days, and I realize I haven't launched it once.
Right. At that point, you just safely delete
I'm not going to lie, I love I'll find it during the break, gets a text message from Boston with an exact link right now.
I knew I'd forget in like 2 minutes.
You work fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I installed a whole bunch of games off Game Pass. Fun fact, Downwell is on the PC Game Pass.
Yes.
So that's a game I've heard nothing but good things about. So that's a game I'm going to hopefully go and check out.
I also installed it because you and I had the very similar thing, which is like, I've always wanted to play this. I'll just install it. It's tiny. Mm-hmm. I'll get to it eventually.
See how it goes. So
spoiler alert.
I think I now have like 9 games installed on my PC.
Nice.
I also installed an additional 9 games on my Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for a suggestion for a way to define this. Like, I'm just going to play some Game Pass games for a while, because I don't know what I want to play. I don't want to play anything I have installed as much as I want to. I'm not in the mood for Alien Isolation. I don't want to spend 40 hours getting chased by a horror when it's 2019 and that happens whenever I leave the door.
That's my work week. Hey-o!
Exactly. So I'm trying to think of some way to quote-unquote brand the Game Pass games of give it a go, don't give it a go, like, hey, I hate this pun, but pass or not pass, essentially, is what I'm thinking of right now.
Right.
It's the best I've got right now because it's so stupid.
You're sort of looking for like a metric where you're saying, all right, I'm gonna keep playing this either now or at some point, or I put maybe an hour or two into this, or it's not clicking with me, or it's not a genre I enjoy, that sort of thing.
Exactly. So, for example, Snake Pass is a good example of this. So many passes.
Pass is a pass.
Snake Pass on Game Pass, I give it a go ahead and download Snake Pass from Game Pass. That's a pass.
Right. A Game Pass pass.
A positive pass. Whereas if I get to a game...
This is just a Seinfeld episode.
Exactly. Whereas
if
I get to a game that I don't want to play, I want to call that a pass, but then it doesn't correlate with...
It's either a pass or a pass.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I don't know anymore. It's weird.
It's either a pass with a capital P or a lowercase p. It's not that hard.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So
the branding works out.
Or pass.
You need like a pass or a skip.
Yeah. Pass or do not pass go.
There you go. Right. No one will sue you for that.
Snake Pass, go download it. That's good.
Yeah.
I will probably update you about the stupidest stuff I've downloaded. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's stupid stuff I'm downloading. Like,
I downloaded Hollow Knight on PC. I can't say anything.
I'm not going to say the title of one of these games because it's so stupid. But it's interesting.
Well, I mean, now you have to.
No, I don't. Now you wait until next week's show, and then I'll talk about it then.
Was it Hello Kitty Postal Worker?
Oh, I wish. I love kids' games. Like,
I would try that if that was on Game Pass.
I am not going to lie. Disney's Bolt is still one of the best character action games that I have ever played. Yeah. And there's no way that should be any good. I should not be able to say the sentence, Disney's Blank is a good game.
Right. That came out on 360, right?
Yes, it did. Yeah. And it was a very, very good character action game. I think at the time I was talking about it like baby's first God of War, because that's exactly what it is. And it plays fantastically. It looks great. And I never saw the movie, so I'm assuming it has the spirit of the movie in it as well.
Boy, I started watching that movie with my kid, and about half an hour in, my kid was like, I don't like this. It's like, yeah, dude, I don't either. I can put up with a lot of kids' movies. Bolt and Boss Baby, but those both broke me.
I don't think I've seen either of those.
Please don't see Boss Baby. It's so bad.
I don't have a kid. The only kid I've got is cats. You think they want to watch kids' movies? They want to watch videos of kittens running around on YouTube.
They want to watch bird videos on YouTube.
Sometimes not having kids is the worst, because then you go out seeking kids' movies, and the rest of us are like, why would you do that?
Right.
I have done that before.
That's why you have ODNF.
Yes, exactly. That's why we watch things like Legally Blonde and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And Frozen. We watched Frozen.
Frozen's a good movie.
See?
I like Frozen.
Frozen's good.
Yeah, Frozen's good.
Incredibles is still better.
I don't like The Incredibles.
Wait until Frozen 2.
I'm excited about Frozen 2.
I'm looking forward to Frozen 2. I think so. I think it's winter this year, I think.
I don't know. My daughter was talking a lot about it. I'm like, yeah, we can go see it. I don't care. Yeah. Anyway, not to completely sidetrack us.
Yes, we've already sidetracked ourselves enough. Don't you worry about it. So going back on track. Apex
Frozen
Legends.
gets a pass.
Frozen gets a pass. Wait, no. Frozen gets a pass with a capital P?
Right.
Yep. That's the new metric.
We need some form of branding that's not a capitalization.
Maybe we'll take some inspiration from Twitter. It's you get a pass or you get canceled. Cancel culture is hot right now, so
that's Netflix, dude.
That's right. That's true.
Oh! If we're gonna go with that kind of culture, can we do play Snake Pass, you cowards, or cancel Snake Pass?
That's right. There's 2 wolves inside of Snake Pass.
Wow.
We are officially losing our minds right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, moving on. Next thing I played was Apex Legends. For anybody who follows me on Twitter, that's right, you did see me tweet about how I completed that game.
Congratulations.
When I say me, I mean True Achievements tweeted on my behalf to tell you that I had completed that game. Oh, Apex Legends is so good.
This was the end of the solos?
It's still happening. I think it's got 2 more days left.
Okay.
But yeah, I played too much Apex this week and last week and the week before.
Or did you not play enough?
I have a problem. Well, I'm still 3,000 damage away from getting my other free pack, which I did get my free pack for the solo event. It was a skin for the weapon.
Okay.
Well, they're all skins, so I don't know why it was a skin, like it wasn't a character. They're all skins. Literally every single one of the things is a skin. I got a weapon skin for a gun that I don't use or don't like. So
weapon skins kind of don't matter anyway.
Nothing matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, but at least character skins have a bigger impact.
Yeah, a bigger impact from making my wife absolutely furious.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's what she does. Like, she gets mad when she gets Q-tip Pathfinder.
Can you blame her, though?
No, not really, because it does look terrible at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a weapon skin for something I don't really use. That's fine, whatever. I don't care. I'm playing the game to have fun and shoot people.
Right.
But I finally got my account level to level 50, which was the final achievement I was missing. And this is the hilarious part about playing games with people who literally don't care about achievements. Mm-hmm. One of the hardest ones in the game is the gold helmet and gold body armor at the same time.
Yeah.
Achievement.
Oh, boy, yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember, you may have seen my wife post a video when we got it for her, which was just me and her losing our minds as we're literally in the last two squads. Right. Like, I don't care if we come second. Come over here and grab this helmet and grab this body shield right now so you can get the achievement.
Ping, 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 ping.
Exactly. So we play with a friend of ours, M. Mm-hmm. And I think I found a golden body armor. My wife was wearing a golden helmet in the middle of nowhere. No one nearby. We're fine. All the time in the world. Like, no, M, come over here. Grab this helmet. Grab this body armor right now to get this stupid achievement.
Right. Let's just get it done.
She literally doesn't care about achievements.
Oh my god. You have no idea how hard this is. Just get over here.
Exactly. It was just like,
I'm doing you a favor.
We are forcing our collectathon mana upon her, and I don't know if that's a good thing.
You're just looking out for her.
Yes, because then if she does get into achievements at some point, then we got her back.
Right.
We already got you the hard one in Apex Legends. You can do all the rest by yourself.
Yeah.
She now has to do 5,000 damage with at least 8 different heroes. Oof. She only plays Watson, so it's going to be some time.
Yeah.
But that's fine. M can play the way she wants, just like we play the way we want. Apex is fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to put words on that. Oh, my wife totally bought Titanfall 2 was on sale for like $4. So she totally gifted a copy of it to him.
$4 is so cheap.
Yes.
Oh, God.
For one of the best first-person shooter campaigns of all time, in my opinion.
Oh, God. Go play Titanfall 2.
Yes.
Go play the campaign on, like, super, very incredibly easy. Whatever. It's still going to be great.
Even normal wasn't that difficult for that one.
No.
Yeah. No, so we played too much Apex. Like, way too much Apex, dudes. Like, it's like I get home, I do like a little bit of chores, I do my biking, I do my exercising, I get my stuff ready, and then I sit down and play 4 hours of Apex. I'm like, I really need to stop playing this game.
But I like that you're still a responsible adult. You've taken care of all the adult boring stuff, and you've taken care of your body. Now I'm going to play Apex.
Well, kind of taking care of my body. I'm still a mess, internally and externally.
You're trying. That's better than I can say.
Yeah, true. But you're also a wreck of a human being, so that's fine.
That's fair. Internally, yes. Externally, still looking good.
Did you like somehow manage to get the magic mirror from Snow White?
I did. He's very kind to me.
Okay, that's good. At least he's not a d-bag.
No.
But yes, Apex Legends is so good. And if you see me playing it, feel free to send me a message. I will happily play it with most people.
That's right. Say you're from TVGP also. Just be like, I listen. Can we play?
Yeah, just hit me up because my next game is causing me to get some positive and negative messages. So I'm doing a whole lot of screening my messages right now.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you're through to the answering machine. I cannot be reached right now. It possibly means I'm screening your messages. If you played Dead by Daylight with me, I am screening your messages. Because some of you people just don't take a loss well, and the rest of you people are fantastic people.
Yeah, I haven't gotten many messages like that on Destiny, but you always have to worry when you see that thing where it's like, someone sent you a message, or on PS4 it's like, this player added you to a group. And it's like, oh no. What is coming down the pipe?
It's
towards.
like a pop comes up for me because the achievement and the message things are the same pops.
Yeah.
So it's like a pop comes up, and then if it doesn't immediately make the diamond sound, I'm like, oh great, this is a message.
Yeah, right. Oh, here we go.
All of the achievements in Dead by Daylight are diamonds, essentially. Like, go check out the achievement list for Dead by Daylight. You'll notice they all have the rare diamond pin on them, which means less than 3% of people have got them, I think.
Right.
Every single one of them are like that now. So if I get the kaplunk and I don't get the swing noise, I'm like, this is some idiot messaging me.
It's like, oh, man.
Literally, this is going to be a moron sending me a message about something.
Yep.
I played a lot, not a lot, but a little bit of Dead by Daylight this week. We did Dead by Friday. We did Dead by Saturday.
Naturally.
Yes. Thank you, Rob, for still being awake on Friday. And Justin and Rob, after whatever football game, Gators, I think.
That's some animal.
Yesterday, whatever. Yeah, so the reason I'm talking about messages is because I played as a killer to do some dailies, obviously. And I killed 3 people. I'm guessing 2 of them at least were in a party because I got a message from 2 people saying the exact same thing.
Great.
Which makes me think, you 2 are in a party, the other 2 are probably just randos. I killed 3 people. And I did it in a kind of a sneaky way where they were just about to open the gates. I downed one person, and then the other person was right there trying to open the gates. So I downed that person, took them to a hook, and then I couldn't find the body of the other person. That's fine. They're crawling around on the floor. They're eventually going to escape. I don't care. I've already killed 3 of your friends.
Right.
You crawling out the exit does not matter to me because I'm golden. I'm fine right now. And it was with the doctor who I already have the achievement with, so I don't have to worry about that. It's like, I don't care. Like, I would have picked you up and taken you to the exit and thrown you out myself.
Have fun, friend.
I literally don't care. But no, the second the match finished, like, this person crawled out with, like, literally probably about 3 seconds left before they bled out on the ground. They escaped, whatever. 2 seconds later, I get plop. It's like, come on.
What do you want now?
Really? And literally, it was just capital L, full stop.
Wow.
It's like, okay, are you calling me a loser? Are you calling that a loss? Because
right.
there's
Are you saying good job on the win and my loss?
Yeah, but it's like there's 4 of you, 3 of you died, and 1 of you crawled to escape by barely the skin on your teeth.
Yeah.
That's not an L under any circumstances.
Right. You still did really well.
So I responded with KK lol.
Fair enough.
I can't help it. Sometimes you want to feed the trolls, and
sometimes you want to say, "Great match, you guys did well," and sometimes you just want to be like,
"Responses are just good for you."
Right. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
I send that message. Literally, I get the message sent, kaplunk, and then immediately I get another kaplunk. I was like, "Oh, he's responded back that quickly. He must seriously have something to burn." No, it was his friend with an L and a period. It's like, okay. Whatever. You people are just idiots.
Have a good night.
Fine. Yeah. It's like, I don't care. I got my daily done. I got my bullet points. I killed 3 of you. I am a perfectly, phrasing, adept killer.
I'm a friendly killer.
And talking about this with Rob and T, it's like, I've realized at this point, I have got 79 out of 100 and something achievements in this game. I wish I was kidding when I said that. 79 out of 100.
It's like Binding of Isaac's achievements, where it's like, you just started, you unlocked 1 of 265 achievements. It's like, why? Who did this to you?
The majority of the base game achievements that I'm missing, which is usually my requirement for completion percentage, are the adept achievements for the killers. Since they patched the game, they made that so much harder. So,
okay.
I may never get them. That's fine. I don't care. I'm going to go for the ones I can get. I'm going to not really care anymore. I've realized now I'm literally just playing this game for fun. At one point, I had goals. At one point, I had achievements to get.
How dare you?
And now, I'm literally just playing it because it's a blast. It's a blast.
You're sick.
Yes. I have a problem. I'm playing for fun.
Right. I have a problem. I'm a killer.
Yes. Well, me and Dexter could have a hell of a time, let me tell you.
That's right.
Boy, it's like I don't care if you escape. I don't care if I get in. Like, the thing you'll notice if you play as a survivor long enough, if you are in a party of 4 and you load into the game, there's a 50-50 shot because the killer sees everybody load in at the same time. They are essentially the hosts, and when people load in, they'll go pop. There's one person, then 2 pop in. That's a group of 2, and then one more person fills the last space. If you are in a group of 4 and you load into a lobby and all 4 of you just go loop straight in, there's a 50-50 chance that killer's going to quit and try and reset the lobby so he gets not a group of 4.
It sounds very familiar with Destiny 2's competitive PvP, where if you're in a group of 4 and you see that number jump from 4 out of 8 to 7 out of 8, you back out and you come back in. Because you know you've got a 3 stack, and it's like, nah, we're going to try her. I don't like doing that, but I know a lot of other people do.
Well, I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm a killer and I see 4 people pop in, I'm like, let's test my skills. Let's see just how good I can be.
And the thing that I remind everyone about when we're playing Destiny 2 is, like, sometimes you'll join Gambit and you'll see, like, 4 people are in the same clan on the other team. And people will be like, oh, God, here we go. They're going to stomp us. It's like, just because they're friends doesn't mean they're good. Like, 4 survivors could load into Dead by Daylight. They could all have just started the game today, but they're all in a 4-person party. So, like...
Yeah. I mean, come on. We roll with T-Bomb Rocks in our party. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
Loyal friend of the show, T-Bomb Rocks.
I'm just kidding. I love you.
We hurt the ones that we love.
That's right.
Yes, exactly. But it's one of those things that's like, honestly, I view it as, like, especially if I'm a killer, I view that as a, let's see how good I can be.
Yeah.
And if I see that happen and I'm doing a daily, it's like, whatever, I'll do my daily, that's fine. I'll make it last long enough for that. If I'm not doing my daily, I'm like, okay, a party of 4 just popped in. I'm just going to switch from Michael to Legion, and then let's get this thing going.
It's like playing a fighting game online, where it's like, I just got stomped, but I learned what not to do because someone will take advantage of that. It's like you're just stretching your skills a little bit further.
And it's... Again, I don't know how they do it, but I feel like this game is really well balanced. Like, you will get those matchmaking games, and it's an unfortunate issue of, like, having, like, really high ranked people suddenly jump in. If you get a game where you get, like, a rank 7 survivor jump in, you're more than likely going to go against a rank 7 killer. You're probably going to get wiped all over the floor, quite literally, by somebody who's going to murder you.
Right.
But if the rankings are all kind of balanced, it usually works out to like a 50-50 split. Some people will escape, some people die. Like, honestly, I don't even care about escaping anymore. It's like,
right.
You guys, I will take the hit. I will distract the killer. I will get put on the hook. You finish this journey, open that door, and go.
Fly, you fools.
I'm level 46. I have 4 levels to go to get my final prestige achievement. I don't care.
Right.
It's like, I don't care. Let's go. Right. Let's have fun. You guys get blood points, level up, and then we can be an absolute kick-ass survivor team all together.
It makes me happy to see you survive.
Exactly. That's the David King way.
Right.
It's actually how his build kind of works, so that's fun. But no, it's a good, stupid, fun game to play. Nothing really special kind of happened, except when we finished playing on Saturday, me and Rob both jumped into killer matches to try and do some dailies. I got the 4 rookiest rookies and stomped them everywhere. He got the 4 proest pros and he got stomped everywhere.
Oh, wow.
So it's like the luck of the draw kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, it's fun. Come play it. It's real good. Really good. And if you're still not sure if you're interested, not only is the game on Game Pass, but they did just announce Stranger Things as the new killer and 2 survivors. It's the Demogorgon from Season 1, and it's the guy and the new girl from Season 3. I don't know the new girl's name.
That's a pretty great tie-in.
It's funny because for the past maybe 2 months, the Dead by Daylight group have been debating on who would be a good killer, who would be a good, stuff to bring in from, like, because they've done the big ones. They're not gonna get Jason because that whole crap show going on with his.
No one wants to go close to that.
Yeah, but they've got Michael, they've got Leatherface, they've got Freddy. Like, I mean, they could get the Djinn from Wishmaster. That was my suggestion.
Right.
They could get one of the weird people from the Puzzle Box movie. I wish I could remember the name.
Yeah, I never remember the name of that.
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking about.
Phantasm?
No. What is the Puzzle Box?
I don't know.
It's a puzzle box. You open it. It's the guy with all the chains. It's literally a perfect fit for thing. They've got Ash, but
you could get Candyman in there.
Yep, that was one that I think T suggested. Candyman is a really good call.
Yeah.
At no point did anybody think Stranger Things is a good fit.
Right. A modern spooky horror thing.
Yep. And I think it's a good fit.
Yeah.
Like, it works out pretty well, and I'm so pumped to be able to play as mostly as the Demogorgon. Like, they did an ability tease video recently where they did a live stream showing how they work. So I'm gonna go watch the highlights of that real soon.
Yeah.
It looks interesting, and I love it when they add new abilities in too, because you never know what's just going to break the game. Like, I'm just going to level you up until I unlock this for David, and then David's going to do his thing as always.
He's going to be super powered.
Yes. My final game this week. I never take advantage of the free play weekends on Xbox.
Yeah.
Mostly because 90% of the time I already own the game, or I'm just not interested in it.
Yeah.
And then this weekend, Generation Zero went up on it.
Oh.
Which, for those of you who don't know, Generation Zero is a game by Avalanche. So,
go on.
Already, I'm interested. It's the same team, from what I can tell, who did Hunter, Call of the Wild.
Uh-huh.
So it uses the same engine.
Interesting.
Except it's about a bunch of Swedish kids who come back home from a fishing trip, and it looks like their country has been overrun by robots.
Oh. Okay.
So it's a first-person open-world adventure game where you have to shoot a whole bunch of robots that look terrifying. Did you guys ever see... Okay, I always get confused between the two. One of them is Red Planet. The two Mars movies that came out at the same time. One is Red Planet. What's the other one? Mission to Mars?
Yes, I think.
Did you see the one that had Gary Sinise in it and it had the robot dog? Wait, I think that's the two different movies. I think Gary Sinise is one. The other one has got the robot dog in it.
Okay.
Well, there's a robot dog in it. And the robots the basic robots look a whole bunch like that robot dog. And they are terrifying.
Yeah, I was just looking at some screenshots and character designs of this. That looks super cool.
And it's on free play weekends right now. It's something my wife and I both had an interest in because we like Hunter Call of the Wild. I like the engine.
Yeah.
It has been widely regarded as being very, very buggy.
A Generation Zero?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, full of bugs. Chock full of bugs.
Sure.
So many
it's an
bugs
open world game. Like,
they're coming out the seams like Oogie Boogie. Like, so many issues with the game. But Hunter had the same thing. When Hunter was first released, Hunter was so full of bugs it was ridiculous. You had laws for deer and stuff, and it's like a bit of plastic and a bit of plastic, and when you rattle them together, it makes it sound like antlers hitting each other. In the game, the animation would go like this. And they would just not even be...
It's like 2 feet away from each other.
Yes. It's like, whatever. Bugs, fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. So it went free play this weekend. Yo, guys, I think I might have my Alpha Protocol Award winner this year.
Oh, wow.
Because, oh boy, is it full of bugs, and oh boy, is it kind of really difficult. And there's an XP system and a progression system, and the world is continuous. Even if you start a new character in that world, it treats it like your other character has already been through everything. But it's really, really tense. It's kind of cool. Like, graphically, the thing looks pretty good. It's not as good as Hunter, but it still looks pretty cool. I like the quote-unquote survival mechanics of needing to go through and find all of your guns and ammo and so on and so forth. I really like this game. I don't know why, but I really, really like this game.
If anyone's interested in it, it is on sale until the 27th on Xbox One for $28, and Amazon has it on PS4 for $25. It is normally only $40.
So we're still on basically beginner island of this
Right.
game. And it was one of those things where you're loading it up, you're exploring. There's a lot of running through the woods. Shocker from a company that made the same game as Hunter.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of running through the woods. It's a little sparse right now, but then I opened up the map and I zoomed out, and it has that Assassin's Creed Odyssey problem where you open the map and you're like, oh, this isn't too bad, this is fine.
Yeah, it's a
and then
big
you zoom
island.
out, and then it just keeps going and going and going.
Zoom.
Oh no.
Oh man.
What have I got into? So literally we're on the beginner island. We have fought 3 different types of robots so far.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently when you get to the bridge that takes you to the mainland, that's when stuff gets real.
It's like Final Fantasy 1.
Yes.
That was a good game. Go across the bridge for the ending. Whoops, that's the rest of the game. It's like, okay.
It's hard to put words into why I like it. Like, the shooting's okay. The movement is hilariously fast. It looks like someone has just amped up on steroids.
It's like Doom.
It kind of is.
Yeah, we're just cooking.
We unlocked our first vehicle. It's a bicycle that you click the horn button on and it goes pring pring.
That's really good. Horn. That's really good.
It's stupidly overcomplicated. You have a shotgun. You have 4 different types of bullets for the shotgun. You've got normal 12 gauge. Then you've got birdshot. Again, shocker coming from the people who made the Hunter games.
Right.
Then you've got I've got a pistol, which is a 32. So it's a 32. I've got 32 hollow point, 32 armor piercing, 32 full metal jacket, 5 different classifications of ammo for the same one gun that do different effects to the robots. And apparently, where you shoot the robots depends on what loot you get from the robots.
Oh wow! Okay, so some surge
later
business.
in the game, you can do that and kill them, and as long as you don't damage a component, when the robot's dead, you're more likely to be able to get a higher percentage chance of picking up rare loot from the robot.
Wow. Okay.
You throw a grenade at them, and maybe that
you get nothing.
Happen.
You get a bolt.
So
you
far,
solve a problem by creating another.
Right.
So far, my favorite is to throw a radio on the ground, which the game is set in 1989. So you throw the radio down, and it immediately starts going ba-doo, 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 boom, boom, and starts playing stupid 80s music.
Right.
All the robots come over to the radio. Oh, is that a propane tank on the floor? Yes, it is. Pew, bang! Everybody's dead.
Interesting.
Yeah, and again, you guys know I like achievements. The achievements in this game are nothing but references.
Okay.
Nothing but references.
Are they all 80s references?
Yes and no. There is some references in there that are like super 80s. There is the I'm all out of bubblegum reference.
Naturally.
Yep. I think it's like killing robots with shotguns. There is real sneaky which is to kill people with silenced weapons. Mm-hmm. It's dumb. I get it. That kind of achievement referential kind of thing, it can be done fantastically, it can be done terribly.
Right.
I love it when they're both good and bad. And this one is just a little bit stupid. Killing robots with pistols gives you the gunslinger achievement.
Uh-huh.
More of a modern reference, but okay.
Sure.
There is Commando, which is kill robots with assault rifles.
Okay.
You are a disease and I'm the cure. Hasta la vista, baby. All out of bubblegum. Go ahead, make my day. Yippee-ki-yay. Say hello to my little friend.
It's got all of them.
Theme here. Right. It just doesn't stop.
Right.
And it's so stupid because there's bunkers in the game, like wall bunkers. Mm-hmm. If you discover 5 of them, the achievement's called Tunnel Rat.
Wow. Okay. It's got all of them. It's got everything.
It's so stupid, but the whole thing with this game is there is literally no cutscene, no intro. All of the story you find is written down. It's
right. It just drops you in the world.
That. It literally does.
Thank
it
God.
Just drops you in the world. It's if you want to learn more, read all of this stuff.
I kind of like the idea of not having a 15-minute cutscene where someone's like, the world changed that day. It's oh my God, I know. Cool. I get it. The robots are here. I want to shoot them.
You get a condition of the world title scroll. like a Star Wars scroll, except not yellow on stars.
Right.
Then you get a current position scroll, and it's like the condition of the world is like 3 paragraphs, then a second page versus 3 paragraphs. And when I say paragraphs, I'm talking about like 2 sentences each.
Right. Things were
paragraph.
bad. The robots came. Next page.
But then your description of being in the world is you went fishing with a bunch of your friends. The school season was almost here. On the way back, your boat got shot down by a torpedo or something. You don't know what's going on. Get to land, figure it out.
Yep, that's all I need.
Yep. And because it's set in Sweden, all of the signs are all in Swedish.
Great.
Everything is super duper Swedish, but it does a little translation at the bottom of the screen. So if you highlight a sign, it'll translate it at the bottom.
That's cool.
I don't know what this sign means. It's something Haagen-Dazs. And then you read it and it says, "We sell ice cream."
Right. It's like, oh, okay.
How do you not know Haagen-Dazs is ice cream?
I know Haagen-Dazs is an ice cream. Haagen-Dazs is one of the best ice creams.
It's very good.
Yes, it is. I don't know how to describe this game. Like, there's basically nothing to it. It's bare bones. It's a big open world. It's find guns, shoot robots, hopefully don't die. By the way, robots hit like a truck, just as a spoiler warning right there.
I think all that sounds good, though, because it isn't this big AAA overwrought, like, you're picking up audio logs and you had a 30-minute tutorial about how to run and shoot guns. It's like the game just sort of like, if you're picking Generation Zero up, you probably know how to play games, and we're just going to let you and your friends get to shooting robots as quickly as possible. It's like, yes, great. Thank you.
Yeah, I totally forgot to mention, it's 4-player co-op. Like,
great.
Ridiculous. Like, you can just jump in, jump out co-op as well. So if you've made progress up to a certain point and your friend is behind you, if you jump into theirs, any progress you then make after that carries back through to your world.
Great. Perfect.
So it works pretty nicely. I mean, the lore is actually kind of interesting. Like, I'm reading all about these Swedish radio transmissions and all of the secret codes that they use for the sirens to tell you what the current condition is. And it's like, okay, I'm going to read all about the militaristic training of Sweden after World War II. That's fine by me.
Right. Hashtag video games.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I don't know Swedish customs. I don't know any of the things that you're talking about, but sure. I'll collect this stupid grey gnome that you've got in your garden because it's a collectible, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I will read all the stupid logs. I will go through, I'll find all the stupid weapons, shoot the stupid robots, and generally speaking, just have fun.
Because that sounds cool.
It's been really, like I said, it's not perfect. Right. One might even argue it's not even great or good, but it's fun.
Yeah, most importantly.
Yeah. And I'm playing it with my wife and one of our other friends, Charlie, and it's just like, he's just got into it today, I think, so we're probably going to be picking this up and then shooting a whole bunch of robot fools.
Yeah.
I would say give it a pass, but it's not on Game Pass. It's only on free-play weekends, so maybe pick it up. We'll see. But yes, that's my final game this week is Generation Zero.
How about you, Nimp?
All right. So I've been playing a lot of stuff, but there's not a whole lot to really talk about. First off, I was playing Rocket League with my son. The 80s event ended, I think, last week or maybe the week before. I'm not sure.
Yes.
So we had to cash in all of our cassettes for that.
Right.
So then my son started showing me all these other games that you could play. They added hockey, which was really interesting. They put you on basically an ice rink, and you are hitting a hockey puck, which behaves like a hockey puck. It's not just a ball that's skinned like a hockey puck.
Oh, cool.
Did you get to the point where you were playing against people who were aerialing that thing? Because I love the hockey mode. I hate it because the second it goes in the air, I can't hit it.
Yep.
And I'm always against people who are like front flipping sideways through the air, like pow.
It doesn't matter what version of this game we are playing. I cannot hit that ball when I want to, and it infuriates me. But the worst part about the hockey puck is that when the ball hits the wall, it'll bounce off. The hockey puck it doesn't really stick to it, but it'll slide along with it.
Oh,
So
right.
it
Because
never,
the walls are slightly curved upwards,
Yeah.
so instead of like hitting it and bouncing off, it just goes straight up and then just skates along.
Yep.
Mm.
And it never fails that if someone gets it to slide past your goal, inevitably someone either on your team or on the other team who is trying to score will hit that stupid puck into the goal.
Yep.
So that's a little infuriating, but it was still pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
The next mode that we played, I think it was called Drop Ball. It's drop something.
It's definitely drop something.
But basically there's no goal set in the game. What happens is you have to hit the ball, your team has to
Drop
hit
shot.
it. Drop
There we
shot.
go.
Okay. Your team has to hit the ball twice, and then it'll change to your team's color, and then once it hits the ground, it'll make like these hexagon tiles on the ground where it's touched, and then it'll revert back to its normal form. And if that ball is charged again by either team and it touches one of those hexagons, that part of the floor goes missing for the ball. Like, you can still drive over it fine, but the ball will go through those, and that's the goal now. And the way it works out is whoever touched the ball last on either team, it'll turn the little nodes, whatever, blue, orange, whatever your team color is. And if it goes into the ground at that point, whoever touched it last, that team will get the score.
It's based on the side. It's like you have your side and they have their side. So the line down the middle, your side of the goal, or your side of the field is your goal, and their side of the field is theirs. So if you get it in through the floor on their side, you score. If they get it through the floor on your side, they score. So it becomes this really insane thing. A really interesting way to describe it is if you've ever seen the original Tron, it's the game zone from the original Tron where they're firing like the disc at each other, trying to smash the floor.
Yeah, because I thought it sounded like Splatoon originally, where it's like, oh, you're controlling the color of the ground. Whoever has the most at the end wins. But that sounds way cooler.
Yeah, you're trying to break the floor so the ball goes through.
That's cool.
And it isn't, because you also get your boost automatically fills up. You don't have to try to get boost nodes or anything. So you're nonstop just going all over the place. I think we played 5 games of that. And I was telling my son, it's like, what the heck? I've hit this ball like twice and it's not changing. He's like, oh, it's because you got to hit it one more time, and then it'll overpower, and then you can hit the floor with it. I'm like, oh, man, whatever.
This is a lot.
So the next one was the labs mode, I think is what they said it was called, where you basically get these items, support items.
That's Rumble. Labs is basically, the Labs is the experimental playlist they have, where it's like unranked, nothing like that. It's just a bunch of experimental.
Trying out some stuff.
Rumble is the stuff that's got the items.
Well, I guess they had a labs with items, and that was really interesting.
Yup. Spikes are OP.
So, spikes, you've got a magnet, which is basically a tractor beam. You've got a plunger on a rope, which just grabs the ball.
That's great.
There's tornadoes.
There's a big boot on a rope as well.
Yeah, there's a boot. There's a punch. You can shoot other cars. It does like 2 shots on a car that's close to you, and there's like a super punch thing where you hit your special, and then when you hit the ball, it basically just plunges it forward.
That sounds really fun.
It is, but it's
Rumble
also
is insane.
Really it's chaotic as all get out, because especially going into it the first time and you don't understand why there's a timer going down by 10 seconds.
Why is there a plunger on a rope?
Yeah. The crappy thing was that we kept playing against really good teams, so your timer wouldn't even count down, because when the game starts, it starts counting down. You get a 10-second cooldown every time you use a power. We didn't even get to the 10-second cooldown for the initial power, and there's already a score. So then you restart. So that kind of sucked, but it was really fun. There was all kinds of my son and I were kind of messing around with the plunger stuff. Like, I was playing defensively. Some guy went to shoot a goal. It was going dead on, and I got just close enough so I could shoot the plunger at it and yank the ball back. And that dude was mad. I got all kinds of messages from that one.
That's great.
Like, Rumble is one of the most chaotic game modes in that game, because you just don't know what's going to happen next. It's like, is someone going to, like, some of the stupid stuff, like like you said, you see someone grab the plunger, pull the ball into the middle of the field for someone who's sitting right behind it, who will then hit it with the giant fist and send it flying into the goal. But then somebody's got the icicle thing, which freezes the ball exactly where it is. Then somebody else grabs the tractor beam and pulls it away from the goal. It's constant anarchy.
That sounds so much fun.
They also have a teleport ability where you can instantly swap with one other car that you pick. So that it's all kinds of dumb, fun chaos.
Yeah.
The next mode that we played was the basketball mode.
Oops.
Yeah, we did that in 2v2, and it's set up just like a basketball hoop, where you have to get the ball to go up and over into the goal. The goal is an actual basketball hoop. So if you try to get it through normally, there's like this little hologram net there. The ball will just bounce off of that, so you have to actually get it to go up and over through the hoop for you to score.
Nice.
And that is another source of chaos.
Yeah, if you ever feel like practicing or starting to get into it, and you feel like you want to do some aerials, drop shot and hoops are the thing to make you practice jumping up and hitting that thing in the air.
But that's the crappy part, is that since I already suck at hitting the ball to begin with, and that ball is going all over the place, it just got to the point where I was just playing defenders. Like, I'm not even going to try to hit it.
There you go. Play to your strengths. Yeah.
And it was only made worse by the simple fact that, I mean, I love my son, okay? And I love my daughter.
Yeah.
It never failed that every time I had a line-on shot,
one of them would steal it?
Yeah, they would just blow right by me and get the ball. And I'm like, what are you doing? It got to the point where I'm yelling down the hallway. I'm like, what are you doing? I had the goal.
I had a clear shot.
I didn't see you there. And it's like, look in the goal camera.
There's
came
two of us.
all the way through the field, hit me, and hit the ball, and you didn't even make the goal.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was mildly infuriating. I had to stop playing for a little bit.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about hoops, though, and it's a stupid thing to really love, is the fact that the tires make sneakers on basketball court noises when you're turning.
Oh, that's
like
really good.
Kind
man.
It's a little thing, but it makes a world of difference.
Man, that game is great.
They've supported this game. What, it's been out for 5-6 years now?
Something like that, yeah.
And
they're removing loot boxes, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, there's all kinds of fun stuff in here that they just keep adding to it. They've got another season starting this Tuesday, I believe, too.
Okay.
Where you can
Don't tell my wife.
Different vehicles and stuff. So
it's a secret.
Yeah. The next game that I played was Octopath Travelers. I finally got the last 4 characters that I needed: the chemist, the dancer, the knight, and the merchant.
That sounds like a hell of a night.
Yeah. So, completed everyone's chapter 1, so now I'm ready to start chapter 2. I didn't get a chance to start working on it yet, because I was trying to figure out where would be a good starting point. And they've got... I started out with the scholar. They've got the scholar and the merchant in the same town for starting their chapter 2.
Oh, okay.
The merchant is a lower level than everyone else's, so I figured, all right, I'll just start there. I mean, I just got the merchant last anyway, so I'll just start heading over there. And that's when I figured out you can fast travel in this game.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, the game, I swear the game never tells you can do that. I swear.
I don't remember seeing anything about it, and I didn't see anything on the map saying, hey, click A to fast travel. It was
highlight the town and you can fast travel.
Yeah, I had my little feather on a town, and I just hit a button by it because I just wanted to see if it would do anything. And the next thing I know, it's like loading, and then it just sends me there. And I'm like, that would have been good to know a while ago.
Had the same experience, and my rage was unending.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like depending on where you're trying to go, it's not like the areas are vast and wide. We're not talking like Skyrim traversing.
Right.
But it still can be kind of a pain when you just want to get somewhere. So
yeah, it's like I need to go over here to do this thing.
Yeah. So I gotta start figuring out how to do the multi-classing and all that stuff. I think it's gonna start getting into that soon, now that I've got everybody. But I'm not really sure who I want my main party to be. Like, I'm for sure keeping my scholar because he's locked in. But I think I want to keep the knight and my cleric, and I'm not sure who I want for a 4th. So I'm going to kind of mess around with it. The weird thing is, too, they've got it, because eventually, since you can start doing the additional skills, and you can have different party members take on different jobs, kind of like Final Fantasy V. You can do a sub-job class. Surprisingly, everyone's stats aren't that different.
Right.
So my mages are almost hitting as hard with their little staffs as my knight.
Yeah, you're at the point where I dumped this game because I didn't like. I was getting tired of the stories. I don't think this game is super well written, and I don't think any of the stories personally were very exciting. Where it's like, this person got screwed over by someone, they're going to be the boss of this tiny little dungeon you fight. Now we're going to go out into the big world, and then you just get scooped up into the party.
Yeah.
I think that part where I found out that the job system is fine, but like the stats didn't seem to really matter. I think that was sort of my breaking point, where it's like, well, why am I leveling all these people up and doing all these jobs when it doesn't really seem to matter?
Well, I was gonna say, because like right now, my scholar has learned, all 8 of his abilities, and I think there's one more. And I just unlocked his last support skill. I don't know if that's it or not. It kind of feels like, okay, this is everything the scholar's gonna know, and it's like,
I think that's
not
it.
That much.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Octopath is a really cool game. Like, as a successor to the Bravely Default games, I think it's kind of a failure because it simplifies what made the Brave Default system cool.
Yeah.
And I think there isn't enough content in that game because it's basically like chapter 1, chapter 2, and then you're kind of done. But I think it looks so cool, and I think being able to mix and match that stuff could have turned out really well. I feel like I want them to make another one, and they'll nail it next time.
Well, because they'll make it super in depth, and then we just spend the next 200 hours just min-maxing characters. And
as long as they don't do what they did in the first Bravely Default, I'm 100% fine.
Yeah, but so yeah. Besides that, I haven't done a whole lot more with it besides being surprised by fast travel.
Yeah.
The next game I played was Trials in the Sky Cold Steel 2. I've almost finished the quote-unquote last chapter. There is, of course, an epilogue.
Shocker.
Yeah.
JRPGs. Well,
and I was talking with Angel on Discord about this too, the TVGP Discord. They were kind of asking me, it's like, oh, well, what do you like better? Do you like Cold Steel, or do you like the other game?
Trials in the Sky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? They're both pretty mechanically almost the exact same game. There's some slight differences, but Trials in the Sky I kind of liked a little bit more, just because it felt more like a coming of age kind of in the very beginning of the first game. Felt like a coming of age story. But I mean, those games are difficult.
Yeah.
You start out with 2 characters, and that game is kicking your butt, and then when you finally get a 3rd character, it feels like a godsend.
I had trouble making it through the first dungeon in the first Trials in the Sky game. Like that game, those games are no joke.
Yeah, but with Cold Steel, it kind of feels like a military high school harem game where I don't.
Okay, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah,
Moon's perking up.
Which it's not that the game's bad, and it's not that the story's bad. It's just, if you've ever watched a Japanese anime, that's kind of what this game is.
Right. If you watched Full Metal Panic, you sort of know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, which is fine. I mean, everyone needs a game where they can just kind of shut their mind off. They don't need plot twists, especially like BioShock plot twists, but whatever.
Right.
So, I'm getting there. I've almost got it done. I honestly don't know if I'm going to get the 3rd one or not. That's supposed to come out later on this year. I think in September.
I think so, yeah.
I think I'm going to wait on getting that. I did find out that I can, because I'm playing on the Vita, I can transfer my save from the Vita to the PS4, and it'll take all my completionist data and all that.
Great.
So that's cool, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to wait on that for a bit.
Yeah, I don't want to burn yourself out.
Yeah, and maybe I'm getting tired of Sky Blue games. And
right. Here we come with BioShock 2. All right.
Yeah. So then the last game that I played this week, Elite Dangerous.
Yes.
I'm not going to get into why I started playing it just yet.
We'll talk about that in news stories.
Yeah,
coming up next segment.
That'll be later. But I follow Elite Dangerous on Twitter, and there was an update.
And the Fuel Rats, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was an update Friday morning when I got home from work. And I did not sleep Friday during the day or Friday night because I was third shift. Because all I did was play Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back in it.
Yep. Pulled the HOTAS out and went full bore with this game again.
Yep.
A quick shout out for Elite Dangerous as well. Like, just randomly out of the blue, I tweeted them. I was like, so yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on crossplay at some point? Because we have a couple of community members who play the game, but a couple who play it on many different platforms. Like, I know if Boston were to do a deep dive, the Xbox would be his least favorite platform to do so.
Well, and some people have, like, big HOTAS setups on their PC because of other games that use HOTAS. So, like, you don't want them to say, like, all right, get in for another couple $100 on PS4 or Xbox One.
Like, so I just sent them a message, like, so what are your thoughts? Any things? And they were like, it's on our mind. We have nothing to announce at this time. We're watching crossplay as it develops, and we'll see in the future. I was like,
fair enough.
You know what? You responded. You didn't have to respond. I'm pretty sure you get thousands of tweets on a daily basis.
Right.
The fact that you actually took the time out to respond to the one random dude who was just like, yo, how do you feel about crossplay?
Right.
Please.
That's cool.
They've always been really good with their community anyway. Like, I had a support ticket that I had to put in forever ago, and I got a response back within like 15 minutes. So
I've got a support ticket story this week.
Try and catch them on UK time, folks, because that's where they are.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. I wasn't expecting anything because they are based in UK. So it's like, all right, I'll probably hear something, the next following day or whatever. No, right there. Like, all right, and they fixed it.
You heard the message received message, but no diamond note, so you had something come in.
Which, hey, every achievement in Elite Dangerous is pretty much a diamond.
There you go.
Yep. Exactly the same kind of game.
Yep. They added a ton more, too. They're at like...
it's so full.
I just got the 1,500 achievements in that game, I think. And now it's at 37 or something like that.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Every DLC, every patch they put out, they just start adding more and more stuff in. There's
Good
some
for
with
them.
Basic stuff, like... It used to be like kill 50 ships. Now there's kill 100 ships in there. But now there's also like tons of specific ones. Like there's... My Xbox One X background is an achievement image from Elite Dangerous because they actually do really unique images for all of their achievements. And they have one for trading a certain amount of tea, like as in the drink. Tea.
Right.
Yep.
And the achievement image for that is a big transporter ship with a guy in a black Elite Dangerous jumpsuit with a bowler hat on and a cup of tea in his hand.
I think he's got a cane too or something. Yeah, because you have to buy like 100 tons of tea or something like that.
Oh wow, that's cool.
That image is my background on my Xbox.
Nice.
Yeah, my Xbox image is when I got too close to a neutron star.
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
You learned that lesson real quick.
Yeah, those games still scare, or those stars still scare me.
I can't see it. Where is it?
It's not even so much that you can't see it, it's that you forget in real life that, it's this little speck, but it still has the gravity well of when it was a giant star.
Oh,
but the game doesn't highlight that for you.
Gotta learn lessons yourself sometimes.
Yeah, if you wanna fill your pants real quick, fly close to one of those. Because every time I jump into a system and that's what I see in front of me, it's full stop and I go in reverse.
Yep.
Gotta go. Back it up.
It's that whole Titanic thing of full reverse. Here we go.
But yeah, so I did a bunch of random stuff, just raising credits, which you guys will all find out why later. But then I kind of delved into mining a little bit more. That was something that I never really got into. Just because I started doing it and then I started having to do the sales for everything that I was mining. And then I kind of got more interested in the sales portion of everything, and that's how I ended up with my elite status and training. So it all works out. But yeah, that was everything I played. Because, like I said, pretty much all the RPGs in Elite Dangerous, I could sit here and talk to you guys for hours, but you're all going to be bored to tears. So.
Well, on that note, it's a big week for Destiny 2. cross save and the move to Steam happened this week. So if you are playing on PC, you need to go start the transfer to Steam. That is non-optional. That was a really cool process. You basically sign into your Blizzard account, or you sign into your Bungie account, sign into both platforms, and then Bungie says, "Yeah, you're cool. Come October 1st, we'll take care of it. All this stuff moves over."
We know that you did it on the Xbox because all of a sudden, Mr. I never play the Xbox is number 4 on my achievement leaderboard list this week.
So cross save happened, and that was a surprisingly easy system. Basically, you sign in to your Bungie account, and then it says, here are the platforms you have associated with your Bungie account. So for me, it was Steam, Battle.net, PlayStation, and Xbox. Stadia is also available, but I don't think you can attach it to your Bungie account right now. So there's 5 total platforms. You sign into all of those, and then it says, which set of characters do you want to pick? So for me, it was the PlayStation set. And which clan do you want to pick? Because now you can't be a part of multiple clans. I, of course, picked E1M1 because I'm the owner. I can't leave it. And then at that point, it said, okay, you're ready. And literally 30 seconds later, I signed into the PC version. All my stuff was there. And the cool part, it carries your settings, your in-game settings, like your sensitivity, button mappings, brightness, and all that stuff, between platforms. So
that's kind of cool. I
already had my whole control setup when I moved over to Xbox without having to set anything. So that was... Unsurprisingly, when I first fired up the Xbox version, 2 achievements popped up where it's like, you completed the Last Wish raid. You won a Gambit match. A bunch of other ones basically just died after that. And I went and it's like, yeah, you have 1,020 or whatever points. And I was like, okay, cool. That worked, I guess.
I cannot let this folly stand. I cannot be below you on the achievement leaderboards this month.
I believe in you.
Because you're 500 ahead of me, dude. That's no small task in 5 days.
I don't think it's a legitimate win because I've earned this elsewhere, you know.
I was thinking of loading up my save and getting free achievements that I don't need to earn again.
There you go. Yeah. But as a consequence, I also fired up the PC version. I don't yet own Forsaken on PC. So if anyone in the community is on Xbox and wants to play Destiny 2 together, drop me a message on Discord. If I'm available, I will hop over and we'll play some Destiny. Same as always goes to save for the PS4 version.
So now we know what Boston's trigger word is to get him to play games, and that's the D word.
That's right. Destiny. I also fired it up on PC, and oh god, it's so good. It just, instead of the load time being like a minute and a half, it's like 15 seconds because I have it running on an SSD. The game feels totally different on mouse and keyboard. Like nothing really has recoil, and it feels really great. So PS4 is still going to be like my primary home, but man, like playing in 1080p at 120 frames per second feels really good.
Yeah, a couple of friends of mine do stream Destiny every now and again, and seeing them, they do it with Siege too. It's like seeing them play the PC versions of those 2 games. It's just like, oh
god, it's too beautiful. Avert your eyes. Yeah. So, I did another Chronosaur run this week with the Sherpa, and it was the Sherpa, myself, who had done it once before, and 4 other people that hadn't done it before. We knocked it out in under 3 hours, which is incredibly quick for a Sherpa run. So that raid is still really good. Chronosaur is fantastic. So
I think the next challenge is for you to try to play Destiny on 2 separate
systems
consoles.
at once.
Yes, at once.
I don't think you can. If I remember correctly, someone tried that, and the second console threw up a middle finger. It's like, dude, you cannot.
That's fine. It's fine. Play with your Xbox profile is yours, and a completely new one on the PlayStation.
That's right. I'll pick up my wife's account on
your
PS4.
wife has an account, doesn't she?
She does. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. We've played Destiny too.
Hang on, baby,
I'm very excited.
This out for you.
I'm very excited for New Light because my wife doesn't want to play the Destiny 2 campaign, which I don't blame her. Like, she just wants to play stuff, and Destiny 2
Campaign is garbage.
Well, a campaign is
better than Destiny 1.
I don't know about that. The campaign is...
Dude, whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
Destiny 2's campaign is unequivocally better than Destiny 1's campaign.
It's longer.
Base game, it is better than 1, because at the end of 1, you shoot something, and then a stranger appears and says, "You'll learn more later. Here is a gun," and then leaves.
But hey, the new raid that's coming out in Shadowkeep is in that cool area that you play at the end of Destiny 1's campaign, which I think is really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think the thing that frustrates her, to put words in her mouth, is that Destiny 1 didn't do this. Destiny 2 locks you out of strikes and patrols and like half of PvP and like so much stuff just to push you through the campaign. And I think now, I think that's the benefit of New Light, is like, she just wants to play Destiny without having to do all of this homework to get to the point where I'm at, so we can play stuff together. And that's why I'm excited for New Light for her. It's like, fire up, you play like a 10-minute mission, we can go play a bunch of stuff together. And I think that's super cool.
Well, I think if you truly loved this, she would have already beat the campaign, because you would have done it for her for 3 different characters already. So she had a selection of stuff.
But man, I don't want to play that campaign again. I just played it with the Hannah like a couple months ago, and that was even... Oof, yeah. Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is still really great. I'm playing a lot less because events are finishing, and like we're starting to ramp up to Shadowkeep, and they've announced a bunch of... Since Shadowkeep got delayed by 2 weeks, they've announced like a month of stuff. So not this week, but next week, starts on September 3rd. They're going to do their first community event. It's like you have to kill 150,000 Nightfall bosses, and you have to kill 700,000 Escalation Protocol bosses. So like they're going to do that first one, and the community has taken it upon themselves to do it in 24 hours and break the bunch of community managers, which will be really great.
Yep.
So I'm playing a little bit less to play a little bit more then and not burn out before Shadowkeep comes out. But that's enough Destiny 2. I fired up Sea of Solitude, and I don't think I can keep playing it. I don't like giving these bummer updates because I'd rather speak positively about games, or at least have constructive criticism. I don't think I don't think I'm in the right mood to play this game right now. Like, I don't think this was the right game to play after coming off of Doom 2016.
Wait, so you went from the most action,
right,
to no action,
to the least action? Yeah, the polar opposite games here. Should have been a smoother ramp there. So
so you're looking for engagement, and you've found none in this,
right? And basically, I don't think Sea of Solitude is a bad game. I just don't think. I think I need a game right now with more mechanics in it. So Sea of Solitude, I will pick up at some point. I still haven't installed on my PS4. I'll pick that up at some point, and kind of it will grab me at some point where it's like, yeah, this is the game I needed. Yeah, this is the ticket, but not right now, unfortunately. I finally, now that I'm done with Doom, I can take that disc out of my PS4, pop in the next one which is House and Fata Morgana.
Oh no, here we go.
Is a game I'm really looking forward to playing because I have not played a visual novel in a while. The very beginning of the game is a content warning that says there's going to be extreme depictions of gore and violence. So I will probably have to play that on remote play.
I was going to say, is that time for the Vita to come back out?
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. The Vita is always plugged in. It's There's I have like a small shelving unit next to my bed. It sits there. It's still plugged in, so I don't have to set the time every.
Because it's the only way it holds the charger these days.
Probably, yeah.
Hey, mine still holds a charge just fine.
For how long?
All right.
I thought you were gonna say like 20 minutes.
No. So I work third shift, so there's not a whole lot going on for IT some nights.
Right.
And
keeping the lights on.
I played almost an entire 8-hour shift with my Vita. So
okay, yeah, the little handheld that could.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping to fire up my Vita, patch that, get remote play all reconfigured, and kind of get that going. Next, I played Gears Pop because I had pre-ordered that on iOS because I thought I want to at least. I don't like Funko Pops. I do like Gears. Maybe you can split the difference. I will at least try it because it's free.
I was so interested in this game, and my immediate thought as soon as they announced it was, because I haven't seen any trailers, I haven't seen any reveals, I haven't seen nothing. My thought was, I'm going to wait and see what show the first time a screenshot of that game shows up in my Twitter feed and see how I feel. That happened this week. I'm out.
Well, I got something else too. You pre-ordered a free digital download on your phone?
On iOS, that's basically just like when it comes out, it'll download it automatically. But they call it a pre-order, and it's dumb. I don't. They should call it like preloading, like literally everything else does.
Literally have terminology for this,
right? But anyway, I really like Gears Pop.
Oh, no.
I am shocked. I'm the most shocked out of everyone because I fired up and like you go through the tutorial and it's like, yeah, play Clash of Clans Lite. And it's like, okay, cool. I really like Gears Pop, and it is surprising. One of my favorite things is when you win a match, you lock Lancers with the other person, but of course because it's Funko Pop, like no one dies, but you like rattle the other person so much their head pops off. And I think that's a really great touch.
That's a nice touch. Like good on them keeping both the branding on both sides of this. That's a nice touch.
Yeah. All of your units are the regular Gears stuff you have. Like you have Kate, you have Coltrane, you have Marcus, you have like
I'm seeing how many Gears characters he can name.
We have Wretches, you have like the Locust that throws the grenades, the frag grenades. Like
they're called Grenadiers, by the way.
Thank you. Longer I go talking about this game, the more I'm failing.
Say, what about the guy who dies in every game? What's his name?
There's one of him. Yep. Hey, he's like the shotgun version of one of those guys.
Didn't die in 4? I think he survived in 4.
Yeah, I think they kept screwing around with it, where it seemed like, oh, this is it. He's like, woo, that was close.
Yeah, like a hot tub time machine sort of thing. Yeah. I liked Clash of Clans when it came out, and I feel like part of the reason why I didn't keep playing that is
is this Clash of Clans or Clash Royale?
Oh God! I was playing
might be Royale.
Clash Royale. You're right. Yes, but I think they're kind of similar.
They're all the same.
I don't know. I played Clash Royale and I liked it, but I think part of my frustration with it is the changes they made really early on in the game. Is like you can level up to like level 5 for your characters, and that works really well. And it's like you get 10 and 20, units, that you're pulling out of the loot boxes, and then very quickly it was like you need 3,000. It's like what? Pardon? Very much why I stopped playing Marvel Strike Force. I'm not sure if Gears Pop will run into that same problem, but the beginning of the game feels a lot more generous. I think largely because I was watching the Microsoft Gamescom stuff on Mixer, and I did not realize you got like a free super powered loot box because you did that. So that helped quite a bit. I was really enjoying it until the iOS version decided to stop working and not let me sign in Xbox Live, and their support team won't reply to my ticket. at all.
Sounds about right. Did you try Xbox support on Twitter rather than a ticket in the actual app itself?
Not yet. I'm going to hit Twitter probably tomorrow. I can play on Windows 10, which is fine, but I sort of don't want to use my mouse for that game. I'd rather drag the pins onto the board. So I unfortunately haven't played as much as I really wanted to. Matches are pretty fast. You're playing against real people. There is a horde mode where you and a clan member go in and you play horde mode. We keep inviting people in the clan to go do it, but the notifications in the app don't seem to be working yet. So like I'll log back into the game and it's like, T-Bomb Rocks has invited you to play horde half an hour ago. It's like, well, I didn't. Okay, I could have done that, but the app didn't let me know. So early days on that game, but so far way more fun than I would have expected.
I can't do it. I just can't do it.
What about it turns you off?
It's not that it turns me off. It's the fact that I have an addictive personality. I know I do. I 100% do.
Right.
And most games, I can get away with it. Apex Legends is a good example of this.
Right.
It's cosmetic. It does not matter one way or the other if I spend money in Apex Legends.
Marvel Strike Force, you get it eventually.
Exactly.
Right.
I will if I'm in a game long enough to the point where I can just get away with I will get there eventually. Like if I was to start playing Strike Force today, I would not continue playing it. But I've been playing it for so long. There's like I'm only 10 minutes away essentially in mobile game terms away from unlocking these characters eventually. So
right.
I'm fine with that. But when it's like this, when it's like, here's a loot box, spend 99 cents to open it now, or wait 4 hours.
Right.
Here is another one, spend $1.50, or wait 6 hours.
Gotcha.
It's like stuff like that where it's designed to give you the endorphin and the dopamine rush when you open the things.
Right.
And then you can get away with just a couple of transactions here and there and get that feeling a lot faster.
Right.
No, I cannot do that because then I would spend my entire house and home on microtransactions.
Yeah, you get dollared into the grave.
I'll say especially, I don't know if this game does it, but especially when you get those chests and it's like, oh, you've hit your limit of only 2 chests and you can't use this other one, or hey, your chest is about to expire.
Yeah, it does that. You have like a stock of 4 chests, and that's what I like about these games is I can play my 4 matches a day throughout the entire day, wait for all my chests to unlock overnight, open them all up in the morning, and then kind of rinse and repeat. So I can play a handful of matches during the day, and then just kind of, if it says like, oh, it's going to take 6 hours to open this gold chest, it's like, cool, I'll see you tomorrow. Adios. But unfortunately, I feel like I haven't played enough to see the Jekyll and Hyde turn that these games sometimes have, where it's like Clash Royale had, where it's like, oh, it's all fun and games, 3,000 shards. It's like, I will never do that. Kicking you out. So, because I can't play the game on iOS, which sucks. Next game, though, only got two more games to talk about. Diablo 3, a brand new season started. Season 18. It's like Season of the Triune or something.
What's this about rings?
Yeah, so I started a monk this season because I never play as a monk, and I thought I will play like I did with a wizard last season. I always play Demon Hunter. I can't play Demon Hunter again.
You can, but you shouldn't.
Right. It's getting old. Like, I'm going through the same content as the same class. So I'll try playing as a monk. I played a monk once, and I got her up to, like, I don't even think the level cap. So, like, this is all pretty new ground for me. Fired it up. What the rings are is this season, when you hit an enemy, it spawns one of 3 types of circles on the ground that when you stand in them, you get some sort of buff where it's like 50% damage resistance, 50% like a cost reduction for your skills, and the third one is, I think, attack speed, something like that, or like attack power. So you want to go stand in the circle and you want to go do your attacks in there. When I started my monk, the first couple of enemies I attacked the circles spawned pretty far away from me, relatively. So I thought, I made a mistake not playing a ranged class. Let's create a demon hunter. And I fought a couple of enemies and like started that first quest in the game, and I thought, I cannot do this again as a demon hunter. Like there's no possibility of me doing it. So I picked my monk back up. I've been playing through that. I'm level 38 or something. If you're still playing Diablo 3 at this point, you know how to game the system and just get to level 50 as fast as you can. So I've been playing for like 2 hours. The circles don't seem to do that much early game because you're not doing that much damage. You're not taking that much damage. I have a feeling that they will be important late game, and you'll want to do like a high mobility build to just kind of bop between these circles and do a bunch of damage. But so far, they don't seem to be that important yet.
And you also don't have your cooldown cycle going yet.
Right, like I don't have
A, B, X, A, right trigger, left trigger, X,
right.
A, B.
And I don't have like the thing that I love about the seasons is as you progress in the season objectives, I think they call them. Like every category, the second, third, and fourth category, they give you 2 pieces of your legendary set. And it's all going to be the same set. So by the time you have done all that stuff, you have a full build you can go through. And that's where you really start to build your character around your cooldown cycle and all that stuff. So that's what I'm sort of working towards as step 1. But I have to hit level 50 first. But I don't play Diablo 3 except for like the first couple of like 2 or 3 weeks in a season. So it's kind of fun to come back to it every 3 months and be like, yeah, Diablo 3 is still great. All right, I played a bunch of riffs on Torment, and that suddenly got really hard. See you later. Yeah.
I've never played a season in Diablo 3, and my wife and I still play Diablo 3 off and on.
I would recommend a season because I like the idea of like starting the game back over and building all that stuff back up, and then at the end of the season, your character and everything that was in your stash in the season get kicked over to the normal game, so you never lose anything. But I kind of like the idea of like going back through all that stuff, playing with the cool seasonal stuff. This one is probably the least interesting season I've played. The one with the double treasure goblins, that was probably my favorite one because it's just the amount of loot you were getting was just stupid.
My wife and I just finally beat Diablo like I think a month ago, so we finished Diablo 3 proper, and now we're moving on to the DLC.
Yeah.
Of course, the first thing that pops up is spiders, and she absolutely hates spiders. When we got to the catacombs, I had to play that game with my character and her character because she just couldn't deal with it.
There's a lot of spiders in that game.
There's a lot of noises. Like I had to shut off the ambient noises. Just
too much skittering.
Yeah, the skittering and the squishing and all that. Like, I don't like this. It's like, well, let's just turn it down and listen to some podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I never play it.
Play it because she likes playing it. She likes blowing things up because she was playing it as a barbarian and she loved it.
Yeah, just whirlwind through everything.
Everything that was in there that she didn't like.
Yeah, like I don't play it with the sound or music on or anything. It's still really great. Yeah, Diablo 3 still really great.
Yep.
And lastly, I started Double Fine's Rad. Props to Monkey Senior for providing me with a key for this. Moon, you were going to ask a question?
Oh, I was just curious as to. Oh, is it worth my time?
I don't know yet. So, as we have found out on We Roguelike It, if you're not listening, you should go do so.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of a lot of roguelikes and roguelites are tough because you don't really see everything the game has to offer because you haven't unlocked anything. Like in Rad...
Thank you, Risk of Rain, for being a liar.
For being a lying liar. So Rad is really interesting. We were talking about the 80s with Generation Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Rad is very much steeped in the 80s. It's this. I normally hate this stuff because it's so easy to go back to the 80s and be like, whoa, look at these weird clothes. Cassette tapes? Whoa. And it's just like, all right, I get it. Things were weird. Like, whatever. I think...
Things were weird. I thought things were rad.
No. Well, it's really interesting because basically the world ended in the 80s. Everything grew back, and the world ended again. So we're like post-apocalypse at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the whole idea is you have one village elder who's very clearly like the one adult in town. They're like the shopkeeper's another adult. And because they're basically playing off of 80s tropes, the only people that can go out in the wilderness to try and reactivate this terraforming stuff basically are kids. Because they have the most endurance, like they have the most stamina, whatever. But it's very clearly like the 80s where it's like, there's a group of 8-year-olds and they're going to save the world. It very much feels like that. Like your currency, the money in the game is cassette tapes. The keys are 5 1/4 floppies. Like it has all those trappings, but it never feels like a wink and a nod. Like when 80s reference stuff sucks, it always seems like, crazy mohawks, right? Wink. Like, it never really feels like that. It's like, yeah, the world ended in the 80s, and nothing ever advanced past that. And I think that's kind of cool.
This makes me think of the episode of Futurama where they go to post-apocalyptic LA.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to do the skate off with the kids.
Yeah, and it like... I really appreciate it because, like, when I saw that it was 80s aesthetic, it was sort of like, oh, God, okay, here we go again. But it never... I think they do it really well. I think the game... So the game is a roguelike. It's run-based. I think the thing that's really interesting is instead of picking up items, basically, you're getting infected by the enemies you're defeating. You essentially have an experience bar at the top of the screen every time you defeat an enemy with your bat, which is the only weapon you start off with is just a wooden bat, which will bring me to the game's problems later. It fills up this experience bar. When it fills up, your character mutates, and you get a new skill based on whatever random mutation you get. So, like, if you get a tail, you can lay these eggs that have these little spiders that come and attack your enemies with you. If you get like...
I've heard about the additional head mutation or something where he rips it off and throws it on the floor or something.
Yeah, you get this like goo ball that lives in your backpack, and you can toss it down and he acts like a turret. Or if you keep it in your backpack, he'll shoot enemies that are coming behind you. I got a snake head. It transformed my head into this extending snake head that would bite enemies and do a little bit extra damage. So far, the most powerful one I had a crab claw arm that I could throw at enemies as a ranged attack. That so far has been the most successful run I've had because the amount of damage you seem to take from enemies seems really high for a game that starts you off with only a melee weapon. So the disparity between how much damage you're doing and how much damage the enemies are doing to you seems off in a way that, like Risk of Rain, Isaac, like a lot of these games start you off as a default with a ranged weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Rad seems a little bit unbalanced like that. I'm still having fun. Like I had a lot of fun with that one run because I got the crab claw and I got the snake head on that same run, and I had the tail that was birthing eggs. I got a secret achievement because when you have the snake head and you have the tail that births eggs, you start giving birth to snake scorpion like spiders. So I got in a reference like Generation Zero, the reference was Cobra La 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 La, which was that achievement. And I was like, okay, all right, that was a good one. I'll give you some credit for that one. So I think I've done probably like 8 to 10 runs of Rad so far, because a lot of them are I will progress far enough to get to the first boss, and I didn't mutate into something that's super helpful. They melee me to death, and then I have to start a new run. What was that game? Cave Blazers. Moon and I talked about Cave Blazers on We Rogue Like It. Rad has a very similar system that Moon and I really enjoyed. Cave Blazers had its own shortcomings. Basically, when you die, your performance in the game gives basically your overall game experience. So, like, if you killed 6 enemies in a row, you'll get a bunch of extra experience at the end of your run. When you fill up that XP bar, it unlocks something. Yep. Unlike Cave Blazers, it will tell you, like, I unlocked high tops, and it says you can double jump somehow. It's like, cool. Now I know I want to look out for that item because it'll give me a double jump. And a double jump is super cool.
It's like an account XP, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Apex Legends, where it's like you have your character XP and you have your account XP. So I like that. I like having, even if you have a bad run, you're at least making progress on your account experience bar, and you're unlocking things that, thankfully, the game is telling you exactly what they do. So you know, okay, that sounds cool, I'll keep an eye out for that one. I guess the shop in the game, one of the tooltips says the shop in the game gets better as you spend more money in it. I haven't seen any of that stuff yet, but that sounds pretty cool. But I don't know. Rad seems cool. It runs at 60 frames on I'm playing on PS4. There's a bunch of unlockable characters. They don't seem to do anything other than look different, which is fine. But so far, it seems pretty good. I'm hoping that my unlockables over time mitigate the issue of not doing enough damage at the beginning with a melee weapon, because I think if it doesn't deal with that over time, that's going to be my biggest issue. But like with any roguelike, I've played it, 2 hours. That's a drop in a bucket compared to where some of this stuff can go. So I don't know. It seems interesting so far. It seems to have a level of production value to be kind that a lot of Double Fine games haven't. It seems to be very well funded. It was published by Namco Bandai Namco, whatever name they're going with today. So it seems like they have found a publisher that will give them enough money to sort of polish this stuff. So far it seems cool. I want to play more of it.
They've got a hell of a publisher.
Yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, which was really cool. There was a bunch of studios that Microsoft purchased that had used Fig as their fundraising platform. And for anyone that hasn't seen Fig, you can either do it Kickstarter style, or you can act as an investor and get some money depending on how well the game does. Microsoft actually bought all of the investors out and paid more than the dividends they were expecting to get because they bought the studio out. I was like,
that's pretty good.
Good job, Microsoft. That was pretty cool. You could have just been like, I don't know, $2 each, whatever. See you later. But I thought that was pretty cool.
You put $40 in, you get $40 back.
Yeah. I think it was basically like if you're expecting to get $100 back if the game performed as well as Double Fine was expecting, Microsoft paid you like $150. So you got a pretty good amount of money back.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah, but I'm going to keep with Rad. I think it seems really interesting, and I think it seems really well put together. And I think those are sort of like the positive combo you want when you're starting a roguelike. It's like it controls well, it seems cool, and it seems like this is it is well put together. So we'll see as the weeks unveil more of Rad. Fingers crossed.
Cross our fingers.
Yeah. But that's all I've been playing this week, so let's take a break. Let's talk releases for the week of August 26th, 2019. Control, starting off with a showstopper, comes out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. I really want to play this game very badly. It looks super cool.
Yep, this has officially been pre-ordered by this household.
Nice.
Hashtag Remedy household.
I would expect no less.
We cure what ails you.
That's right.
So yeah, I may need to make some space.
Yeah. Go check out next week's episode for first impressions on Control. Probably. Maybe.
Hopefully.
We'll see. Yeah, hopefully, yeah. The Bard's Tale 4 Director's Cut comes out on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Sounds like they took Bard's Tale and kind of polished the edges of it. This game did not get super great reviews, so...
No, because it's basically the exact same game as it was, and spoiler alert, it was crap when it came out.
Ouch. Musum is very mad at you right now.
That's absolutely fine. It's not my game. It's not my time. You old fogies can go enjoy your stupid little adventures like that and the stupid dragon animated thing, too.
I didn't like Bard's Tale when it came out. I also don't like Dragon's Lair.
Also, Musum, you may be an old fogey, but you're still a 10 out of 10 in my books.
There you go.
Except for when it comes to this game.
Right, right. World of Warcraft Classic coming out for PC and OS X.
This game comes with a not a bug list. Mm-hmm. Don't play it.
Yeah, it comes with a this is how things were 10 years ago list. Mm-hmm. So I can't go back down that rabbit hole. Sorry.
Nobody can. Nobody can go back down that rabbit hole.
I really
think they can.
I really like that the criticism. Do you remember when World of Warcraft came out and everyone's like, "Ooh, this is the MMO for babies." Like, it's so easy compared to like Ultima Online.
I can't wait.
The funny thing is, like, that's how people are treating modern World of Warcraft, and they're going back to Classic and being like, it's so hard. Like, what? I have to run to play it? Oh, God. It's just like, yes, your tears.
Have fun in the Barrens, folks.
Oh, God. Barrens chat. Oh, it was so good.
One of the podcasts I listened to, a guy bought a t-shirt way back when, like 10 years ago or whatever, when WoW first came out, that says, "I survived the Barrens chat." And it's relevant again for the first time since WoW came out. It's really good.
Bring it back out, yeah. Next game, Bubsy Paws on Fire comes out on the Switch. A game I would still like to play because it's made by the Bit Trip Runner team, so...
It is, but look at what name is attached to it.
I know, that's the weird... The weird part is, like, you made the Bit Trip Runner games. Why would you do this to yourself? You make good games. You don't have to deal with Bubsy. Who had your number? Like, what deal did you sign 15 years ago? And someone's like, "All right, we're coming to collect Bubsy."
What dark cult did you join?
Exactly.
Like, that's what I want to know. It's like Skyrim when you get that letter that's just a black hand.
Right.
Like, we know.
And it's just like, what? It just says Bubsy and it has a paw print.
Yeah.
As a yarn ball. Pokemon Masters comes out on iOS and Android. I couldn't find a lot of information on exactly what this is. Basically, Nintendo and DNA hooked up to make another Pokemon game on mobile devices. And apparently people are excited because of that. So, cool. Yeah. Play Pokemon Go instead.
I'm so out of the Pokemon loop, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Hey, people are mad about Sword and Shield because they're dumb babies. That's the entirety of that. I caught you back up.
My kids are super excited for Sun and Shield, or for Sword and Shield to come out.
It looks good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love Sword and Shield just because they based it on an English thing, and the memes that have come out are absolutely hilarious.
Like,
the Scottish Pokemon trainers and the red NHS bus outside of a Poké Center.
Yes.
Perfect.
It's really great.
Perfect. Just keep producing quality content like that, and I'm good.
Astral Chain is coming out to Switch. I still don't know what this game really is, but it looks sick.
I think I'm gonna pick it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, Everspace is on Game Pass.
Everspace is on Game Pass? Mm-hmm. I don't know what that is.
It's a roguelike Elite Dangerous, basically. So just so you know.
Yeah, I can't.
Be the only roguelike I would play.
Yeah, I got to kick that right out of my brain. Blair Witch coming out on PC and Xbox One.
What's going on next week? Stop it!
Very curious to see how that turns out.
Yeah, by the way, folks, that's on Game Pass too.
Oh, that's right. I didn't. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. That could be cool. The game I have never heard of until 2 days ago when your wife and everyone else on Twitter seemingly started talking about it at the same time. The Dark Pictures Man of Medan comes out PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
I am 100% right there with you. She had mentioned this to me like a while ago. But
like a year ago?
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like I hear game titles all the time, and then like Everspace is a good example of that. It's like I know in my head that there's a reason I know the name Everspace.
Right.
I don't know why it is. And then the other day, while I was doing my Game Pass trolling, like a fisherman looking for goodness in the sea, right. I saw Everspace, and then I clicked it. I was like, I know this game, but I don't know why.
Right.
And then I clicked it. I was like,
the two pieces came together.
It's a roguelike space game. Okay,
right.
Cool. Like with this one, it's like, why is suddenly everyone talking about this game?
I feel like it got birthed last week, and like this fully formed game comes out, and everybody's like, "Yeah, the Man Medan." It's just like I've never heard of this game before. On that note, it looks pretty cool.
Guess what else has already been pre-ordered in this household?
Right. So
3 new games to talk about next week, folks.
At a minimum. And lastly but not least, the game I'm super excited to play this week, Wilmot's Warehouse.
Get thee away from me, Satan.
I saw this on Twitter. They said, like, hey, our brand new game comes out. It's a game for people who love to organize things. And I was like, oh, hello. You basically run a warehouse, and it has probably the best trailer of 29. Game developers and publishers, you will sell me on a game if you show me 2 minutes of a person genuinely having fun playing your game. That's what sold me on Wilmot's Warehouse. I can't wait to pick this game up.
Solid trailer, but get thee away from me.
I love it. I'm hoping it's not super expensive because I really want to pick it up. Looks great.
I got like a minute into that trailer, and that's when I set my tweet about that. I don't have time for this kind of game.
It's like it's like Stardew Valley. It's like you're doing a literal job, but it looks pretty good. Let's move on to news stories. Game Informer and GameStop sees a large layoff.
Oh boy!
There's a number of Game Informer employees that got laid off this past week. I don't think we know exactly the number of people. Previously, there were 19 members on staff. Number of them got laid off. One person was on vacation. One person was in Clone for Gamescom. That sucks. But it's safe to say GameStop has not been doing super well the last couple of years. I think we've seen them continue this slow decline of not being able to sell the company, picking up ThinkGeek and not really doing anything with it, selling phones and tablets, and that not going very well.
They closed ThinkGeek.com and made it a physical store.
It's insane. That like this brand with like 15 years of cachet, like such positive cachet. They're like, yeah, it's GameStop.com now, but physical stores, and it's just like,
do you want to see all of the stupid monkey stickers I have scattered around this room? Because I've got a couple of them.
I wallpaper my walls with ThinkGeek stickers. Yeah, like it's crazy. I think so. 2 interesting things here. One is GameStop corporate also saw a layoff of 120 positions. That's around 14% of the workforce. So it's not just Game Informer. It's also GameStop as a company.
Yeah, but you know full well when it says GameStop corporate, you're talking about the admins. You're talking about the people
100%.
doing the nuts and bolts behind it.
Yeah,
You're not
it's
talking about the
finance.
CEOs.
No, it's finance and IT and janitor staff. Like it's not. You know, this. We fired the COO. Probably got a bonus anyway. The interesting thing that I didn't realize until I was looking at this Game Industry Biz article, at the end of 2018, Game Informer had a circulation of 6.6 million subscribers, which includes 2.1 million digital subscribers, puts them at the 5th largest consumer publication in the US. That's crazy. Like, I knew they were popular because people really love Game Informer. I think the physical copy of Game Informer is still really good. It's a really good magazine, and Lord knows GameStop pushes it on you like crazy. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have expected. I would have probably expected like 1 million subscribers, not 6 times that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
The big thing here is that, yeah, I get it. It's still a physical magazine, and I don't even think they're still in business anymore. But in my opinion, the epitome of the best physical magazine that ever existed was Edge, which I don't.
But they're still putting that out.
Like, I don't know if it's still out over here or if it's more expensive over here because I'm pretty sure it's UK based.
Yeah, you can pay. Like, we used to pick it up at Borders. It was like $15 a magazine because they would import it here. Yeah. But God, it was worth it because Edge is great.
Edge, it was fantastic, but look at like what Edge can do with a small staff. Look at what Giant Bomb does with a small staff.
Right.
And then you're telling me that you have that circulation numbers and you feel the need to lay people off when you have those numbers to show that it's actually doing pretty solid numbers-wise.
Right.
Like, I would be surprised if Time Magazine has those numbers.
Right.
Like, it's probably one of the few that might beat it. What? And then you lay them off right as Gamescom is going on because you know full well the timing on that was done specifically to try and get it brushed under the rug as quickly as it could be.
Right. It feels I pulled up the top circulations here in the US. I'm genuinely surprised by these top 5. We'll go over them in a minute. It feels an awful lot like throwing out the captain of the ship as the ship is sinking. You know, like GameStop is obviously dragging the GameStop Corporation down as it struggles to maintain relevance.
Yep.
So let's fire people on Game Informer. It's like,
in such a haphazard way too, because how are you going to fire one, somebody who's on vacation, and two, somebody who isn't even on the same continent as you doing their job?
The vacation, like, I've dealt with that at past jobs, and like sometimes that's unavoidable because layoffs, you know, like you don't always plan a layoff like that, but doing it to someone that's out of the country feels bad.
I think I heard it on Giant Bomb that they were talking about the managers didn't even, like, the people who should be selecting who should be getting laid off didn't even know about it until they were told, hey, these people don't work here anymore.
That's not surprising.
Nobody knew.
Yeah.
Like, it...
It's a bummer.
Sorry. This really annoys me because this is Activision Blizzard all over again.
Yeah.
Minus, the profit thing, but stuff like that really bothers me because it's like, here is Activision Blizzard. We just posted record profits for the 15th year run, and by the way, we just laid off 33% of our workforce.
Right. It was unavoidable.
Don't correlate.
Right. The top 5 circulations magazines in the U.S. Number 5 is Good Housekeeping. Not surprising. Number 4 is Game Informer. Number 3, Better Homes and Gardens. This was updated June of 2019, by the way. Number 2 is the AARP Bulletin. And number 1 is the AARP Magazine. AARP Magazine has 35 million readers. Time is number 10, by the way. 35 million! That's insane! Yeah. Next news story here. Sega announces the Yakuza Remastered Collection for PS4.
Oh, no. Okay, so I saw this and I deliberately walked away from it because I I'm scared
Oh, okay.
because I need to pick up the other Yakuza games at some point to play them.
Right.
I have 0,
Yes.
Kiwami 2, 3, 4, 5, and whatever else is there.
6. Yeah.
Those are on my radar.
Yes.
I'm guessing from what I saw, because I'm looking for you for clarification here.
Sure.
The 2 digital downloads include, because it's $60, I believe.
Correct. Well, yes.
Okay.
For shorthand, it's $60. Yeah.
Okay. 2 digital downloads. Is that 0 and Kiwami, or is that Kiwami 1 and Kiwami 2?
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, well, so there are now 7 mainline Yakuza games. So let's go over. The Yakuza Remastered Collection is Yakuza 3, 4, and 5. Those came out on PS3. Originally were 720p, 30 frames. They're now 1080p, 60 frames. Digitally, Yakuza 3 is out now for $20. And then in a couple months, 4, and a couple months, 5. And each one of those are $20. The physical edition of the Yakuza Remastered Collection comes out February 11th, 2020. That's $60. That has 3, 4, and 5 in it.
Okay.
There's also the thing that I've already pre-ordered. There's like a day one edition, also $60. That comes with like a cool case, but it also comes with the PS3 case for Yakuza 5. That only got released digitally in the US on PS3. So I will be completing my collection back here with an empty case of that. I think that's a really cool touch. So that is 6 is available. 3, 4, and 5 will be in this package. There's also, like Moon you were mentioning, there's also, I think they're calling it the Yakuza Origins collection or something. Yeah. $50. It is 0, Kiwami 1, and Kiwami 2. So that's like the first 3 games. 3, 4, and 5 will be coming out then, and then 6 is the last title. So then the big deal here for the Remastered Collection is there's a new translation, which is pretty badly needed, but they're also restoring cut content from 3, 4, and 5. Like, a lot of the mini games were removed because they were having trouble translating them because of how they were implemented in the game. Like, a lot of times they were just like big images that had a bunch of text in it, and the game would start chopping it up. They've gone and they put all that stuff back in and translated all that stuff. So if you want the full Yakuza collection, all 7 games will be on PS4.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very excited to buy them and play them over the next 15 years. I'll get to them someday, just super slowly.
Not today.
Not today. Next news story, Elite Dangerous's new fleet carrier will dock up to 16 ships at a time. Over to you, Nimp and Moon.
Over to you, Nimp.
All right. Because I have notes.
Okay.
So, personal fleet carrier should be coming out December 2019. There's no actual date in December yet.
But pretty soon, though.
Yeah. It can, like it said, it carries up to 16 player ships. It's got 8 landing pads, 4 large ships, 4 mediums, and 4 for small. This will help because instead of, like, right now I have all of my stuff at Jameson Memorial.
Yep.
Which is fine. Except for when I want to switch out a ship, I can either pay to have it transferred to a different station.
And wait 67 million hours.
Yeah. Or I can just fly back to Jameson, swap it out, and fly back to whatever I was doing. So having a mobile base with your ships in it is really great.
That sounds... It sounds like one of those things where me as an outsider, I'm surprised that this wasn't in the game because it sounds so useful.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of useful because it could be one of those things where, let's say you're in a solar system and you want to do some scouting. So you go around, you do some scanning and stuff like that, and then you notice a really good asteroid field, and you're like, oh, I could bring my mining ship right here and do some real damage.
Yeah.
Take your ship back, switch out, jump into your mining ship, jump out your mining ship.
But you're only traveling like a little bit as opposed to millions of light years.
It depends.
Yes.
Right.
On your build.
Right.
Yes.
So the next positive is you can also have other people get onto these. So
Yep.
you can invite people into
cool.
Starter solutions.
Yep.
You're struggling to get someplace. Here, we'll go out and do something together.
And that
The
was kind of
fuel
other
rats have
thing.
leveled up.
Exactly. So, like, if someone starts out and it's like, well, I'm way over here and you're way over there, well, I can just jump in, my personal carrier, fly there, grab you, fly back, no problem.
That's cool.
Assuming it really works that way. They didn't put out a ton of details. But you can also use the fleet characters for rearming, refueling, and repairing your ships, which
Oh, wow.
is really great, especially for exploration. You don't really have to worry about rearming, but refueling and repairing, you run into all kinds of weird, random, crazy crap in the black. So
Yeah.
that helps out a lot, especially when you're way out there and there isn't a station of any sort for several light years.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can change its activities. You can set it up to be for like bounty hunting, mercenary, pirate trade, smuggler, mining, exploration, search and rescue. You can.
I can't wait till the fuel rats get their hands on these.
I know that was the other thing I was thinking about. Yeah, especially when I get to a later part. But right now you can only have one personal fleet carrier, which is fine.
That seems fair.
Yeah, I don't even know what you would try to do with two.
32 ships.
It's going to cost a crap load of money, and that's all.
That makes sense.
All they've said.
Oh, okay. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. Like I said, it comes out in December. The next big paid update is going to be late in 2020. So no one was kind of really everyone assumed that this was kind of going to be bundled with the next paid update.
Right.
So with them releasing it this early, it's going to be really great.
Yeah.
So the next big update, you said 2020, late 2020?
Late 2020.
Let's say console launches 2020?
Interesting.
Maybe crossplay 2020?
Maybe.
That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially with these new carriers. Crossplay all day.
That'd be great.
You can also, something that'll be different that you can't do in the game currently is you can schedule fleet carrier jumps from the galactic map whenever you want, wherever you are.
Oh, wow.
But it's still not specified on resources needed for it.
Oh, okay.
I would hope it's not fuel, like the fuel that we use for our current ships, because imagine trying to star scoop with that massive thing.
No, not. Imagine trying to get it loaded up with fuel in the first place. It's
exactly.
I want to know, are they going to introduce new space stations or a new space station type where it's essentially just like a mobile fuel rig where you literally just go up and park next to it and it goes poop and shoots out a bunch of fuel.
Slurp a bunch of fuel.
Yeah.
Right.
They also... So there's no word yet if the scheduled jumps will be active when you're logged out, because currently everything that you do in the game only happens when you're pertaining to your ships moving.
Sure.
Only happens with you being logged in. Transfers, I think, are real time whether you're logged in or not. So they haven't really said if you log out, if your ship will still continue with its scheduled launch or if you have to be logged in at that time.
Right.
The jump range for this thing is 500 light years.
Oh,
to put this into comparison.
Yeah, let's break it down for the people who don't know what that means.
Current maximum jump range in a heavily engineered Anaconda, which is one of the big three. Engineering this Anaconda for the sole purpose and tuned for the equipment only needed to jump at maximum is 83.99 light years.
Oh, wow.
It's the maximum anyone's been able to go so far. So 500 is kind of a game changer.
And like 500 without breaking a sweat is huge.
Yeah.
Why do I get the feeling that the political game and the battle powers and stuff like that is about to have a big shakeup? Because if you're deep into the political landscape of Elite Dangerous, and you have that resting the bubble control backwards and forwards between the different empires and leaders and stuff like that. If you're deeply involved in that, what's going to stop people now from literally jumping in with a fleet carrier full of people for your side? This is
When you start getting the EVE Online stuff.
Yeah, hopefully that's the The counterbalance to that is how much it costs to fuel and power this thing versus I'm going to jump a couple thousand light year today. You know, like hopefully that's how you balance
this
it.
Thing is probably going to be horrendous, so you're not going to want to blow this thing.
Right.
And then it's also the kind of just speculating. There's also the concern of, okay, well, how many of these will you be able to have in one instance at a time?
Oh, right.
Because, I mean, they're supposed to be about the size of capital ships. And having two of those in a battle zone like what Moon was just talking about, these things are massive.
Wow.
So,
that's super cool.
I just realized I look forward to one of these dropping out at a beacon by a sun. And literally just coming out of the beacon, landing in regular space, and then all of the little ships just getting hit by it and then scattered to the wind like gnats.
Well, and that's the other thing. It does rifts. It doesn't shift like the smaller shifts. It literally tears into space to the point that when these capital ships come into a battle, your computer is giving you a warning that there is a rift. Capital ship incoming. And it is no joke where all of a sudden space rips open and this ship just comes through and it doesn't care if you're there or not.
Right.
I mean, it's one of the coolest looking things in the game.
Man, this sounds super cool. I was hoping we'd have a small chat about this to talk about more Elite Dangerous, but this sounds really cool.
Yeah. So that's why I started playing Elite Dangerous Hardcore again.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
I better get my butt in gear.
Yep.
Yeah. Gamescom was this past week, as we were talking about earlier. So Nintendo showed off a big indie thing. A lot of what they were showing was stuff that doesn't have a date attached to it or stuff that we sort of already knew was going to come pretty soon. There's a couple of highlights here, though. Risk of Rain 2 is coming to Switch in summer 2019. That's really interesting because Risk of Rain 2 isn't done yet. So does that mean it's going to be done in summer and then it'll come out to the other stuff? I'm not entirely sure. That one's interesting. Torchlight 2 is coming out on Switch along with the other platforms on September 3rd, which is another game I need to pick up. Oh my god. And Super Hot and Hotline Miami Collection are out now. Go play Super Hot. It's the most innovative shooter I've played in years. I just blacked out for a second. What happened? And then Ori and the Blind Forest is coming out on September 27th, 2019. That'll be really good on Switch. That'll look really great on that screen.
Yeah.
And it's a really great game.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And the rest of the Gamescom stuff, Kerbal Space Program 2 was announced, which I would have never guessed. That's coming out next year, PC, PS4, and Xbox One. That will be good.
I imagine they are going to implement a whole bunch of the mods into this because
probably.
Kerbal was only playable when you had the mods.
I heard, I didn't look into it, but I heard this was not being made by the original company that made Kerbal 1.
Oh, I thought it was.
I do not know. I
know
they got bought by 2K.
Yeah, I don't remember. I thought I heard something about it, but
I think they changed their name. That might be the confusion.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I think they changed their name.
Okay.
When when the first game came out of early access, I believe. Yeah, Private Division. I think it's still the same company. I'll look it up while we're talking about other stuff. Little Nightmares 2 coming out next year to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. I never played the original one, but people seem to love it.
It's terrifying.
Okay, well, I won't play that then. There's another terrifying game coming out.
Moving on.
Witcher 3 Wild Hunt coming out in October 15th, 2019 for Switch. Yes.
Switcher, thank you very much.
Yeah, Switcher 3. My apologies. They just announced the file size for that. I believe it's 28 gigs for everything, so you can fit it on a 32 gig SD card.
Yep, welcome to modern day Nintendo.
Or it will fit on just coming on one cartridge with no download if you buy the physical edition. So
handy.
2 thumbs up for CD Projekt Red because most of these games are like, it comes with one of them and then the other stuff is download. And then a lot of other stuff was shown off for previously announced games, but kind of nothing super crazy except for the peeing mechanic in Death Stranding?
Yeah, no,
The
let's.
mushrooms and-
I don't want to talk about that thing. Can we just move on until that's actually real?
My thing about Death Stranding is like every time I read a headline of what just got announced, just sort of like, okay, sure. Like, put in a peeing mechanic. Yeah, great. Okay, like
Every time I hear someone talk about this game, it gets crazier and crazier.
yeah, I'm so excited to play it just to see if all of this stuff can come together. Probably not, but you know, chances are, I don't know. Last news story here: the Final Fantasy VIII remaster is out next week on. No, it's on September 3rd, so that's out in 2 weeks. Go buy it and go play it. Final Fantasy VIII is really good.
Yep, it's the best Final Fantasy. Hashtag don't at me.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VIII is great. Don't let draw system haters lead you astray. Final Fantasy VIII is good.
Mm-hmm.
2 thumbs up. Let's move on to questions. Adderblack39 on Twitter says, "Hi guys, any interest in Call of Duty this year? Looking amazing."
I am always interested in Call of Duty's campaigns.
Yes.
I am not good enough at the multiplayer, or maybe not good enough, maybe not quick enough or practiced enough to be good at them. But I'm always 100% interested in the campaigns because probably every 2-3 years they put out a campaign that completely knocks it out the park.
Yeah.
It's like every couple of years it's just like, okay, this is a great campaign.
Right.
I mean, there was a very distinct argument on Giant Bomb over which was the better robot, the one from Call of Duty or the one from Titanfall 2. I'm
Right.
sorry, it's Titanfall 2 every single time, but the fact that you can have that discussion means that that campaign was clearly really good.
Right. I sort of wish that they would sell the two halves of that game separately, because I'm not really interested in the multiplayer because the time to kill feels really fast to me, and it for me it doesn't feel very rewarding. I from the outside I can absolutely see why it's very popular. But I would pay like $20-$30 to blow through that campaign once, but I don't want to spend $60 to play like a half to 3/4. I'm not going to play zombies. I'm not going to play Blackout. I'm not going to play any of that stuff. But I'd go through the campaign once, but not for $60, unfortunately.
I used to use my rental service for that. It's like, oh, Call of
yeah.
Duty, I'll rent it, I'll play the campaign, I'll send it on its way back.
Yeah, like knock it out in a weekend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever.
T-Bomb Rocks in Discord says, with Sony now owning Insomniac Games, it has me excited about the future for VR. Some of the best Oculus experiences were made by Insomniac. That's true. I always forget about that. Also, Sony is now going to make some of their exclusives available on PC. I'm seeing some conflicting news stories about that, where like some outlets are saying they're bringing stuff over, and some outlets saying they're thinking about it. So with Sony, maybe caution on that one. This makes sense with a lower install base for PSVR. My question is, what types of VR experiences would you want from Insomniac?
Ratchet and Clank.
Ones that, yeah, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
They went through a weird period where they did a lot of experimenting with that series.
Yeah, they
But
did.
I would be alright with a VR Ratchet and Clank game.
Even if they made like a standard Ratchet and Clank that maybe you just play in third person, but it just has the depth there.
Yeah.
I think that would even be okay.
Like the squirrel platformer game, I think. Super Lucky's Tale?
Yeah, Lucky Tale. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Or even like, you could make a really cool puzzle game out of some of the Ratchet and Clank stuff. Like the second full PS3 title had that thing where like you could have multiple Clanks doing different stuff to solve puzzles.
Yeah.
Like that stuff could be cool. Bring that stuff back.
They did like a party one, kind of all for one. Where
Yeah, that's right.
Doing it. It was kind of like a Mario Party type thing.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
You'll know what the right answer is here, don't you?
I know people want to say Spider-Man.
Because people are going to get sick, though.
Yeah, like I wonder how they would change that game to make it not nauseating in first person. I think you could, like they put Doom in first person, like it'll be fine. But like I wonder what you would have to make to. I'm sure they'd have like a reticle dot, and they'd probably slow it down a little bit, but like it'd be interesting to see how that would happen.
Did you guys play Spider-Man?
Oh yeah.
Yep, my very first platinum on my American account.
Yeah.
Did you guys pick the highest building to jump from, and then at the last minute try to web sling out of it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine doing that in VR.
I would love it.
Already
I want
nauseous.
vomit everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think part of what I would want to see out of Insomniac being a first-party studio now is them having the freedom to do the crazy experimental stuff they've done on Oculus, and bringing that to some of the PSVR stuff. Like, some of the biggest PSVR hits are Moss and Astrobot. You know, these very different, like, not first-person games, not, like, puzzle games, but these cool experiences.
Yeah, and, I mean, like, you've got, what you call it, you've got Beat Saber and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Too. Like, imagine Beat Saber, except instead of, like, just hands holding laser swords, it was Ratchet or Clank doing that kind of thing with monsters.
You're shooting webs as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I think there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. Yeah. Interesting.
And I would be interested in just whatever they decide to release. I mean, they're one of the few companies that I could say, yeah, I'd probably just buy their game, sight unseen.
Yeah. I do have to say I'm saddened we won't see another Sunset Overdrive. At least from them. I don't know who owns the IP. It might be Microsoft, but
I don't know. I mean, it's that shocker. That's on my to-do list of games.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the prototype for Spider-Man, basically, from everything I understand.
Yeah. I mean, you can see the DNA there from playing Sunset Overdrive. So, yeah. I don't know. A smart purchase from Sony, especially since everybody's saying, oh, they weren't already a first-party studio. So
yeah, the Hard Times or Hard Drive, whatever it was, the spoof website. What was it? Insomniac employees shocked to learn that they weren't already owned by Sony.
Right. That's really good. T-Bomb Rocks asks another question. With the Terminator and Joker confirmed for Mortal Kombat 11, the world of crossovers, my childhood dream of all my action figures battling for the WWF title is closer than ever. I know you've been asked versions of this question before, but I want a different take on it. Pitch a character you want to see in a fighting game of your choice to the other members of the show.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I want to see.
So, character in a fighting game.
That's the thing, though. Eventually, kind of everyone that you could think of ended up in a fighting game of some sort.
Well, most of them have just shown up in Mortal Kombat 10 and 11.
I was gonna say, let it be either Smash or Battle Royale or Mortal Kombat.
Spawn is coming back to Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
Like
Soul Calibur. I mean, Soul Calibur kind of made their franchise around it. Guess who's here?
Yeah. Hey, Hachi.
Yeah. Hey, there's Yoda. There's Darth Vader.
Right. Yeah.
There's The Witcher.
Right. Witcher was pretty cool, though.
I got my dream, which was a Daytona car, so I'm perfectly happy.
Yeah.
I will never stop referencing that game because that game is legitimately insane. Pepsi Man is in that game.
That's right.
Literally a guy made of Pepsi cans.
Yep. He had his own third-person platformer on PS1. Apparently, it's really good.
So did Cool Spot, though.
Yeah, I liked Cool Spot. I thought that was a fun game.
What about your wrestling hero there, Moon?
Which one?
Orange Cassidy.
You're wearing a shirt for.
He would
Orange Cassidy in Mortal Kombat 11, doing nothing and winning.
He would be hilarious because he would be just like Yoshimitsu from the early Soul Calibur games.
Yeah.
Where he literally just lies down and sits there and meditates. A mixture between him and Voldo is what Orange Cassidy would be.
Yeah. Can't wait to see Orange Cassidy like upside down on all fours skittering around.
You go to do his final and he just walks off screen because he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah. Nimb, I feel like you sort of brought up the best point, which is like everyone has been in every fighting game at this point. Like you're getting God, who's showing up in it's like Tekken characters were showing up in Dead or Alive, if I remember correctly. Or is it
Capcom.
Virtua Fighter? Virtua Fighter.
Virtua Fighter.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter's showing up in Dead or Alive, and it's like, okay, everybody's in every fighting game. Like, Link is coming into Mortal Kombat. All right. Bowser's coming in Dead or Alive. There we go. Actually, that'd be pretty good. Maybe that's my one. Dr. Bowser showing up in Dead or Alive 7.
I mean, I'm trying to think of ones that legitimately haven't been done. Like, Link is not only is in Smash, but he was in Soul Calibur. Like,
yep.
It's like, who is out there that hasn't been in it? Because the problem is you got Marvel vs. Capcom, so all of Capcom's characters have been used at some point. I mean, Hagar is in these games now, and he's like one of the people you'd want to be in them. I don't know, give me Paperboy. Let's see what they do with Paperboy.
Actually, I have one. I think I would like to see Lightning from Final Fantasy 13 be in Soul Calibur.
I was going to say, because she's already in Dissidia, so...
Right, but I think with Soul Calibur being like a swords and weapons game, I think Lightning could be pretty cool in there. I feel like I feel like most people would say Noctis because he has like the transforming swords. He's like all those swords around him, but Lightning is cool.
Yeah, but then you've also got Squall.
That's true. Was Squall in a fighting game? Was Squall in Urgies? No.
He was in Kingdom Hearts. That's about it.
Don't you mean Leon?
No, his name is Squall. Don't you start.
Kingdom Hearts 3 has Kingdom Hearts 2 had a really great joke about that, where someone starts calling him Squall and he like gives him a death glare, and they're like, "Sorry, Leon." He's like, "What's going on?" That's Squall.
I'm trying to think.
I can't think of anybody else. Well, I've got a game sitting right here. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I would like what's-her-face to be in any fighting game. Cassandra.
I think if they're ever going to stick an assassin in, it's going to be the original.
I was going to say, didn't they have...
Cassandra's cooler.
I don't know.
Or Ezio.
I was going to say, I thought, didn't they show up in something?
They might have done. Who knows? There's been a lot of Soul Calibur games since the first one.
I was going to say, maybe. I don't know. I mean, whatever.
Altair fighting game.
It'd still be fun to have him in there.
Yeah.
I was going to say Isaac, but he's already in a fighting game. It's not a fighting game I will ever touch because it's published by Nicholas. So.
Grumble. Next question from Timid Hulk in Discord. Hey guys, as always, thanks for your entertainment. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for the great name.
Yes. I have a Yakuza-related question. Let's start off by mentioning I've not played any or ever watched any. The only knowledge of Yakuza I have are you and other podcasts talking about it. The question, what is the jumping on point to see if the series is for me?
Yakuza
Everyone
0.
say it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yakuza 0. Yeah.
You can get it for $20 right now.
Yakuza 0, I looked at it right before the show. It's on sale right now for $12.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer. I think for me, it has the most rewarding experience system out of the 3-4 I've played. I think it has the best introduction to the two characters with Kiryu and Majima. I think this
because now Zero has set me up for Kiwami and Kiwami 2, where every time I see Majima, I get this
nice
little tingle in my stomach now.
Right, he's back, yay!
Character intro in video game history.
Yeah, it has the best. Majima has the best character intro. And I think between the cabaret system that Majima has and the real estate system Kiryu has, I think you have some really cool meaty side quests. All the side stories are good and super cheap.
Yep.
Yeah, and then by the time you're ready to start playing 3, all the games will be on.
By the time you're ready to start playing 3, it'll be 2020 and the world will be dead.
Right,
so,
and you can play them on your PS5.
Yes.
Yeah. Yakuza 0 is the best starting off point. Then you can kind of pick them all up from that point. Kiwami 1 is super cheap at this point too, and it's much shorter than Yakuza 0 too. So, yep, Yakuza 0, go play it. $12. And it's available on PC too, but not all of the games are yet, so I don't know where you want to start. But yes. Go play the Yakuza games. They're great. That's our episode for this week. Thank you very much for listening. You can visit us at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page. Patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. Get all the cool behind-the-scenes or early access stuff. We had a really good chat about some new TV shows in The Outcast this week, which is all the stuff we talk about before we go live. That's a pretty meaty one this week. So go get that at the $2 level. The $5 level is the best value. You'll get the brand new episode of Old Dog New Flicks coming out this week. I don't even know what it is, so you and I as the host and you as the listeners will find out at the same time. That's how much trust I have in Moon and his wife to produce an incredible show you should be listening to. You should also listen to We Rogue Like It. It's really great. Game Club this month is BAFTA award-winning Thomas Was Alone. You should go play that. I have not yet started it. I'm hoping to this week because it seems really good. And I think that's it.
I think
that's it. We'll see you all next week.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
All right, Nimp, we have been recording for forever. Jesus. Hit me with your titles. Let's blow through this.
All right, I have... Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
We're getting into it. The grubs will be mine. A hidden ladder in her chambers.
Oh, boy.
I have no idea. Because I'm an idiot. Burlap sack for a head. Install. That's my work week. Heyo.
Heyo.
Snake pass on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Frozen gets a pass, and that's with a capital P.
I got to underline P. Yes.
I'm a friendly killer. At one point, I had goals. Come on, we roll with T-Bomb Rocks. That's the David King way, and Microsoft.
Microsoft. Moon, how about you?
It was a skin. Which, out of context, is kind of gross.
Yeah.
Nothing really matters. Boring adult stuff. The David King way. Something Haagen-Dazs. Rumble is insane. Dumb fun chaos. A hell of a night. On that note, the D word.
The D word, ... Destiny.
Yes. What's this about rings? Crazy crap in the black. And we know.
I have Don't Ask Me About the Hive. Frozen gets a pass, the capital P. It gets crazy out there in the black, because I thought that's what he said. The grubs will be mine. At one point I had goals and the David King way. The David King way stands out. At one point I had goals is like a little nihilistic for a show title.
Yeah.
Same with Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah.
Going through the whole Metallica back catalog here.
Yeah. I mean, I like the D word, but I know that's a veto straight away.
Yeah. Anything else jump out with you guys? Frozen gets a pass, I think. It's kind of funny. I don't know if it's funny out of context, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The David King way and something Haagen-Dazs kind of jump out at me a little bit, just because something Haagen-Dazs is a weird thing to say. That's completely off tangentially from anything, really.
Yeah.
Boring adult stuff feels a little bit pessimistic too.
I would vote for the David King way, I think. I don't think anything is like a clear winner this week.
No, a lot of good, but also a lot of sad.
Yeah.
Like you said, a lot of nihilism this week.
Yeah.
Like, nothing else matters, boring adult stuff.
At one point I had goals. It's the descent of man. Yeah, let's do the David
Can we
King.
use that as the title, The Descent of Man?
Yeah. It's the last chapter. Let's just do the David King way.
Okie doke.
Let me know when you gents are ready.
I'm ready because I can make a reference about this in no time flat,
Yeah.
and nobody else will get it except for me.
I literally have nothing.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 618 for August 26th, 2019. The David King way.
He's dead hard, he is.
Who are we talking about?
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
And we can stop recording. Bye.